Yeah, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live, Wednesday night edition. Yes. Me and my main man, the Transformer. We're going to set it off for y'all for midweek tonight. Give you all a break from all this crazy politics and stuff that's going on. And we're just going to talk sports, man. Right. Well, hey, look, we told everybody to go out and vote, right? And everybody did that. So, we got what we got, and best of luck going forward. Anyway, Transformer, what's good with you, bro?
Man, chilling, brother. Feeling good. That. No Gino tonight, Edward. What's going on, brother? How you been, bro? You been all right?
Maintaining, man. Maintaining. You know how I do.
Always, man. Sit back, relax, and listen up, all right?
That's it, man. That's how we do it here. That's how we do it here.
This is how we do it.
Yeah. We got some good topics for y'all tonight, man. We're gonna obviously it's Wednesday, so we're gonna do the pick'em. So you guys are ready for the NFL week, which commences tomorrow night with a pretty good one, I must say. And then we'll briefly talk about the NFL trade deadline. I don't think anything too crazy happened there, but we saw a couple teams make some moves that might help them out in the long run. And then, of course, the big one, I was really interested to do this topic. Can Larry Bird play today? I think that's going to be pretty cool. And then we'll talk about the initial college football playoff rankings because, man, college football is freaking awesome. So we'll get there. But before we get to all of that, you know what time it is. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in the Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't. All right. You know what? We'll wait a couple more minutes, see if we get a couple more people in the chat. But yeah, Edward Jackson, I totally forgot that game was on, even though I was looking at it like right before I came and logged in here. So I'm going to put that on the other screen. That way I know what's going on while we're doing this because, Celtics, man, 18-time world champions, so.
Anyway,
watch. That's good basketball. You know what I'm saying?
I know ain't nothing good about no goddamn green and white team.
Hey man, look, I'm just.
Curry need to go for 60 tonight.
He can go for 100 as long as they lose. I don't care.
Nah, 60 and a 20-point dub.
And I'm a Curry fan, so he can go off as much as he wants to as long as my Celtics get the dub.
Do you need more space? You need a General Steel building system. Text BOLT to 59583 to start designing your customized space. That's BOLT.
Yeah, my bad. I was trying.
I'm over here looking at my phone I
was trying to hit the mute button and it wasn't trying to do it. See, man.
Hey, I'm glad it's that, bro. I'm glad it ain't nothing crazy.
Oh man, listen. Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
We have technical difficulties. Just trying to talk over it oh no.
Yeah, that would have been super wild.
That'll been your highlight Shannon Sharp moment right there, boy.
Oh my goodness. Hey man, but at least when Shannon got caught out there, he was actually involved. You know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah, that's.
I was just like, whoa, change the channel. Let's see. All right, let's go here. Hang on 1 second. We're gonna get started. Where's my? Got you. You know what? I'm gonna just close it out. All right. You ready to get
AD going? And no Rui Hachimura, Jackson.
That's tough.
Yeah, so it ain't looking good unless Bron turn back the hands of time. Then it should be an easy walk in the park for Memphis.
How many times do we think LeBron could do that? Seriously. I mean, obviously he has been capable thus far of doing it more than any player we've ever seen, but at some point, right? At some point,
drop 60? He ain't gonna drop 60 no time.
No. Well, you said turn back the hands of time. So I'm just saying at some point, like he's gotta start showing his age, right?
I mean, we said that Last year, year before that. Like
No, and that's why I have to give him props for again being able to do this for as long as he has, and like not be a 5 point a game guy just hanging on, like really, still working, so but yeah, at some point it's like, oh, okay, Bron. All right.
They're like, all right, man, all right.
Mm-hmm,
Can you average 5? Can you look like you need to retire? You know what I mean?
He's not gonna. Right. All right, you ready, man? Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go straight to it. First topic, Week 10 pick'em.
Okay, no quick hits. That's cool.
Oh, we did have quick. I apologize, man. I'm so sorry. I'm bugging out, man. I'm still.
Oh, that boy went straight at the pick'ems, like, man.
Yeah. No, that's my bad.
All right, so we got a quick couple of quick hits, guys. The biggest news before the trade deadline was the firing of one said Dennis Allen of his third season with the New Orleans Saints, age 52. Caught a stinker, man. Lost against a team that I think you should not lose against, because apparently if you lose against this team, your coach is getting fired, right?
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers are bottom of the league, bottom of the barrel. And I believe not Drew Brees, what's his name? Derek Carr in his one of his return games back just stunk it up. Threw a pick to end off threw it in an incomplete pass to end off the game, and lost against the Carolina Panthers, man. So that was a bad one right there, man. What you think about that?
I'm starting to wonder, right? What's his name? Devontae Adams left Green Bay. Obviously, he wanted to be compensated for the extremely high level at which he had played for years before that, but he also is a West Coast guy. He wanted to get back out west, and he wanted to play with his great friend, his quarterback from college, and that's Derek Carr. He gets there, and somehow that ends up it doesn't end up working out, and he ends up having to leave. Derek Carr gets traded prior to all of that. Okay, cool. Derek Carr goes to New Orleans, reunites with his former head coach, Dennis Allen, right? Who is his coach with the Raiders. Somehow that also doesn't end up working out. And Dennis Allen gets fired. What? Is that his second or third year in New Orleans?
Third season. Yeah.
Third season. So he gets fired, a year and a half after Derek Carr gets there, excuse me. So I'm starting to wonder, is Derek Carr the common denominator here where things aren't working out? That's just kind of weird, isn't it?
I mean, it could seem like that, but I mean, I don't think you're a 2-7 reason why Derek Carr.
Well, yeah, that doesn't help either.
That's pretty bad, right? I mean, you look at it, they can't, because you can't say it's a Derek Carr problem, right? Because you start off week 1 and week 2 dropping 40-something points a game. So was it a problem then? Right. You know what I mean? So after that, you lose 7 straight. I think you lose 7 straight, anything in any league, you're on the hot seat of being fired. And I think New Orleans just looked at it like, hey, look, now it's time to jump ship, right? Let's go ahead and start trading pieces away as they traded. We're going to get to it later. A couple of trade pieces they traded away. Derek Carr is a little bit older. You can go ahead and get younger in the draft. So at this point, you're like, all right, new coach, new quarterback, new receivers, new everything, right? New freaking locker room. If you need
total rebuild.
Total rebuild. So it's not shocking. I mean, it was just it was just looking bad. When you lose against the Panthers with your starters, Alvin Kamara had $160 total yards that game. Like you guys were dominating from that side of football. And just to lose that football game again, not even against Andy Dalton, you lost it against Bryce Young that was benched for Andy Dalton, right? At that point, Cam Jordan came out and literally had to apologize to the city of New Orleans. We're sorry. We freaking suck. That was a bad performance. Once you lose your locker room like that, you got to go. You got to go.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't even know, man. Can they get better? Is that the type of roster that somebody wants to take over as a new head coach? I mean, obviously, if you get an opportunity to be one of 32 in the NFL, then you take that. But it can't be a job that somebody's excited about taking. You know what I mean?
Unless they're going there with the mindset that they're starting something from the ground up. Say, for instance, you go and possibly just throwing it out there, get a Shedeur Sanders, you get a Cam Ward, you get an elite talent at quarterback. At that point, any coach is going to want that job. You're in the city of New Orleans, gumbo on deck every day. right?
Come on, Dak.
You know what I mean? So you could definitely be one of the key cogs and starting over in that franchise. So
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Gumbo on deck. Pork and rice soup. Yeah, you got it.
what do you call it? The baguettes? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like, yeah,
oh yeah.
all
The
that.
beignets.
Beignets. There you go. The beignets. Like, yeah,
I've never had one, but it's supposed to be the illest thing. Like people go down there and just go crazy over them.
Yeah, I mean, you can have some from out of state, like different like food trucks and stuff like that. Like, nah, bro, I need to get it straight off the gristle, straight to New Orleans. Feel me?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got a mean sweet tooth, so maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that ain't the right spot for me. You know what I'm saying?
All right, but another thing we want to talk about,
Yes.
hot controversy going on in Dallas. Big D, pause. James Jones was cited on one of his network show, The Facility, came out and literally said, in his words, Dak Prescott is quitting on the Dallas Cowboys due to his hamstring injury. As he cited, he was just in the game Sunday, came up in one play, felt like he pulled something, felt like he heard something, he said, and then he tried to come out the next play, tried to plant his foot, and obviously he felt like he made it worse, and then went to the sideline. Not even 24 hours later, head owner / GM Jerry Jones announces that they're looking to go put Dak Prescott on IR for 4 weeks. James Jones didn't want to hear none of that. None of that. Citing that you're not a hamstring away from going on IR.
Right.
He's played in the league, obviously for the Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, maybe a couple other teams that I'm just not off the top of my dome. And plenty of the players on that pod were stating that they also had hamstring issues and are actual receivers, like actually have a job to where you use your hamstrings more than a pocket quarterback, because Dak Prescott really isn't that mobile of a guy, and pretty much citing like, hey, you're not fighting hard for your team. Granted, they're 3-6, and it could be without their star receiver who is suffering from an AC joint sprain. But you will literally go out there, trade a 4th round pick that we're going to get into later to go add another weapon to your team, and you literally just saying,
well, it wasn't much of a weapon, but
hey, it was a weapon in Jerry's eyes. You got to take it with a grain of salt. So, but yeah, man, big action, big talks going about that. What do you think about James Jones and what he said about Dak Prescott?
So James Jones actually walked that back a little bit today, and he was saying he still stands behind his comments, but he walks back, calling Dak a quitter. But he does think that Dak is not doing everything he can do to be out there with his guys because, to your point, him being a wide receiver, Shady having been a running back, Acho been I think a linebacker, et cetera. All those guys really need the hammy more so than, like you said, more of a pocket passer like Dak. I mean, there's times when he gets out of the pocket, but he's not Lamar Jackson out here, right? So he doesn't need the hammy nearly as much. So he basically was calling that into question. Now, a couple of things, right? You can never know what another guy's body can or can't take, right? So that's the problem there. But it is interesting to me that this didn't happen last year during the contract year. I mean, I'm not saying he's faking, but when he's out there trying to get the bread, he's all world, right? This year he got paid and all of a sudden he's not. Now there's that. But also, if I'm James Jones, and I don't know if maybe he didn't want to do this publicly, but if I'm James Jones, I'm thinking more so, is it Dak giving up and quitting on the season, or is it Jerry Jones quitting on the season, right? Because Jerry Jones has to sign off on everything.
Yeah.
Right. So if he's putting Dak on the IR for the next 4 weeks, right, that's a minimum when you're on IR. That means he's pretty much punting on the same season on which he was supposed to be going all in, right? So there's that. I think it's more Jerry Jones. What are the Cowboys right now? 3-6, I believe.
3-6.
Yeah, 3-6. So Jerry's probably looking at it saying, let's just hang it up this year, come back next year, try to do it again. But I think the problem is so much for all in, right? You're trying to do all that, but where are the moves you're going to make? Are you actually going to try and make this happen? Bruce, what up? Bruce says, answer me this, and it's way off subject. Whoa. Nope.
We're not doing that here. No, we're not doing that here. Not here.
No.
Listen here, Bruce number 2. I have been through enough of that over the last month That is over. Whoever's new, 47 is 47.
Mhm.
Godspeed, move forward.
Yeah.
We're back to sports, man. This is
That's
sports.
That's
Sports, bro. Like, nah.
Bruce, you want to know my opinion on that, man? Just catch me on IG, man. You got my thing, man. DM me and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are not doing that here. No, sir.
No,
Anyway,
sir.
come back to it. Where was I? Yeah, so I think it's more so Jerry Jones punting on the season than Dak Prescott. So that would be my thought on it.
Yeah. And then also recent reports about an hour ago, Cowboys star seeking further options after test confirmed injury that requires 4+ week recovery. He is designated. He was diagnosed with a torn hamstring. So
Okay. So
maybe a
there you
little
go.
bit of premature, just upsettingness about, from James Jones. But
Mhm.
he also stated, hey, I had torn hamstrings. Acho stated, hey, I had a torn quad, meat off the bone, and literally was suited up to play
Right.
against the Philadelphia. I think it was the Dallas Cowboys that following week, right? Because he went to go fight for his team. So I don't think James Jones was out of premise. I like how he walked it back a little bit today. Pretty much not saying he quit, but he's not fighting, right? As a quarterback, my quarterback right now is out there with a torn groin and still trying to play in these games, right? Like you really do whatever you need to do for your football team. You already got paid, so you're not trying to keep yourself healthy for money. You're getting $60 million a year. You're straight, right? Go out here, get on the field, especially after what we just saw against the Atlanta Falcons. You literally said we suck. Well, don't be the reason why like we suck even worse now. I mean, granted, you're on the field and we sucked then, but now look at us when you come off that field. Come and fight, like end this out with us, right? Like finish this out with us. So but yeah, man. Big news and Big D. Pause. Man, you can't even say anything like that anymore.
Nah, you cannot. You sure can't. No,
sir, we not can't do it.
Can't do it.
Not gonna be able to do it.
But no, I hear you, man. I hear you. But yeah, that's so yeah, I think James Jones, now that that's been properly identified and publicly put out there, he's definitely gonna have to, make some commentary on that.
Yeah, he will. We know he will. James Jones has always been upstanding.
He seemed like a straight shooter.
No, absolutely. I think he was just frustrated, man. You're frustrated. I know.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
I get you know how sometimes like when you're competitive, right? James Jones always been a competitor. And like you literally see somebody just get paid, right? $60 million. You see your owner out here waving his pom-poms. How about we're all in, right? Biggest show, biggest team, biggest network as far as in the NFL.
Yes.
And you see torn, you're like hamstring. Like, wait, what? Mike Evans just had a hamstring problem. Went out there and was running routes. Like, then it's like, man, what are y'all doing? Y'all getting paid and just want to bitch up?
Yeah.
Like, I can feel it. I can feel it. Like, granted, he came off strong, right? But I like, and the premise of it, because everybody on the pod, like in a sense, agreed with him. They want to just say, like, whoa, man, quitting? Like, man, that's a little harsh, ain't it?
Harsh. Yeah.
But even Shady was like, nah, man, I feel you, man. I had torn groin, torn quad, like,
but
and
Shady's a running back,
Shady,
though. It's, he's expected to get out there and make it happen, but
yeah. I mean, you're the $60 million quarterback. I'm expecting you to get out there and make it happen.
Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you. But he looking at it and saying, I don't have to.
Man,
I already signed it. I got it.
Run that check, Jerry.
231 million guarantees. I got that. I'm chilling.
Easy money.
Easy money.
But yeah, man, that's all I got for quick hits.
All right, let's do it. Let's get to the pick 'em.
All right, weekly pick 'em. So, guys, we wrapped up week 9 last week in a total of 10 out of 15 games for Big Bruce and 12 out of 15 for
Okay. All right. Well, look, I mean, congrats. That's definitely, I like that. 12 out of 15. That's good.
But, man, 12 out of 15. Of course, I went with the home team, so that was one of the losses. New Orleans screwed me over. And then the Chargers game, I think that's the other one that I picked wrong. So everything. Oh Lord, technical difficulties. Timeout. There we go.
All right.
All right. But yeah, every other team I picked, pretty much hit it on those. So, good job from both of us. 10-15, that's pretty good record. Pretty good numbers. 10 out of 15 is very, very good. So we're going to move on over to week 10, guys. Week 10. Hopefully you guys are writing this down. Let us know what you guys think up in the chat when we're naming off these teams. We're naming off these games. If you guys got an upset, if you got a team that's on upset alert, feel free to go ahead and hop up in the chat, man. But we're going to go ahead and go to Thursday. Boy, I mean, they're starting off it right this week. This is a great game to start off week 10
sure
with,
is.
especially since everybody's going to start gunning for the playoffs. Now that the trade deadline is over, we're going to get into a little bit of that later. But we're starting off week 10 with Cincinnati traveling to Baltimore. Ooh, Baltimore is a 6-point favorite, 8-15. Bruce, who do you have?
Man, so another tough one. I want to use the logic and say that division games are going to split, but Baltimore, obviously 2 weeks ago, had that bad loss in Cleveland, kind of got that taste out of their mouth by just demolishing. Who the hell they beat up last week? Put 41 on Denver, yes,
Denver.
one of the best defenses in the league. Cincinnati's defense is suspect. However, we know Cincinnati can pass the ball, and
Yes,
they are aggressive downfield. Joe Burrow is playing really well, and I wanna say Cincinnati splitting, but whenever Baltimore loses, it's like they go on a 4 or 5 game heater, and so I think that's going to continue. I got Baltimore winning this game here. I don't think they blow them out, but I think they win comfortably 7 to 10 points.
Okay, like that.
Yeah. I got Baltimore.
I want to pick Baltimore as well, but like I said, like you said, Baltimore with that loss against Cleveland in a divisional, they played before, nail biter, shootout. It was amazing. Cincinnati was a field goal kick and a couple of snaps away from winning that football game. Boy, it's hard for me to not pick Cincinnati for this one, man. I think we're probably going to have another shootout. Cincinnati has more to fight for, right? Baltimore can truly, kind of get a little step back in their ways. Granted, it's in a divisional game, but I think Cincinnati truly has more to fight for. So I'm going to take my talents in Cincinnati for 1 week. I'm going to leave Baltimore for 1 week. I think I picked them in every game this year. So
did you?
Except the Kansas City game. I picked Kansas City in the weekly opener, but I think I picked Baltimore literally every week that they played. So this is going to be the other week that I'm going to go against Baltimore, and I'm going to go with Cincinnati here. I just think Joe Burrow, he's hot right now. And like I said, they just have a little bit more to fight for than Baltimore. Baltimore can get caught with their caught with their hands in their pocket. There you go. Give me something. All right, caught with their hands in their pocket, and Cincinnati can really snuff them and sneak off for the win. So I'm gonna ride with Cincinnati on this one.
All right, so let's keep in mind here, real quick, before you do that, on the injury report, T. Higgins is doubtful. Eric All Jr., the tight end, is on IR, so he won't be playing. Orlando Brown Jr., son of Zeus, former Raven, he's questionable. So even if he plays, he's not near 100%. And Baltimore doesn't have any key injuries other than Isaiah Likely, but we know that Mark Andrews is kind of back in the fold and playing very similarly to the way he used to. So it's not going to be a killer missing Likely. Obviously, he's very good, but it's not going to be a killer. So I think the injuries are going to lean towards the Ravens, and that's another reason I got to pick them.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Just not thought about it because we're going to talk about it later. Y'all picked up what's his name?
Yeah. Tre'Davious White from the Rams. So we got another corner. I don't know if he's going to play tomorrow night though, but I think that's a good pickup
because he was just traded yesterday. So yeah, I highly doubt he suits up tomorrow. So that's not a factor.
Give me a second, Edward. I think you might be right on that.
Chase Brown? Did he just play?
No. He's playing, Edward.
Yeah, Chase Brown played last week.
No injuries are running back for the Bengals.
Yeah. And they just made it I think they had a pickup as well. They who did the Bengals pick up? They picked up another running back. I can't remember. You got the numbers in mind? Let me see. Who did the Bengals just trade for? Where's Tyler when you need him?
Right. Give me a second.
They just made a trade.
Trade deadline tracker.
Herbert. Hilbert. What's his name? The boy that used to play for Chicago.
Khalil Herbert.
Khalil Herbert. There you go.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah. They just
He's
added
not a
him as
superstar,
well.
but he's good. That's a good pickup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at that along with Chase Brown, I think you're gonna have, a decent little run game. So they try to spike it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, that's not bad.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna backtrack now. That may be my 1L on next week's total loss column.
Oh, 1L, huh? Right.
Yeah, 1L. I may get the rest of these joints right. I'm good like that, right? So we're gonna move on over to Sunday. The New York Giants are gonna travel the head coach killers in the Carolina Panthers. Who you have in this one, man?
Yo, first of all, can I just say real quick, that's a terrible game to export. Like you're trying to build up an international fan base and you send 2 bad teams over there. I mean, I think there's more to it than that, but I wouldn't have sent them dudes, man. That's just bad. Like I don't know what you do. Let's see.
I think so far overseas, the only winning football teams have been Green Bay and Philadelphia. Other than that, it's been Jags. It's been the Bears are tied. They're 500, so I'm not gonna say they're a losing team. Now you're gonna have the Giants. You're gonna have Carolina, and I can't think of who. I think it was the Colts. I'm trying to think who else the Jags played. The Jags played somebody else over there.
Okay.
Probably Seattle. Maybe it was Seattle. I can't remember. Yeah. But yeah, man, what do you have?
Exporting bad football. That's all I know.
Yeah, true. That should be where the Cincinnati-Baltimore game is at.
Well, that would be pretty cool. But, teams got to give up a home game to do that. So, there's that part of it too. Yeah, so Giants and the Panthers, man, both of them are just bad. Both of them are bad. I'm going to go with the Giants here. Daniel Jones has looked a little better as of late. A little better, just a
little bit.
Poco. No, a little better. And I don't trust that Carolina is going to play well 2 weeks in a row because, again, just a bad football team. Chuba Hubbard is trying. He's doing everything he can. He's got 665 rushing yards so far halfway through the season. So he's on pace for a very solid season rushing the football. But other than that, I'm going to go with the Giants here, man. It's just 2 bad teams, and that's a real pick 'em, but I'm going to go with the Giants.
No, true. I'm going to go with the Giants as well because Brian Daboll doesn't want to get fired.
That's true. So he's got to keep competing, right?
Hey, look, if you just saw Dennis Allen get fired for losing, and right now you're on the hot seat, you're like, wait a minute. Nah.
Good point.
This ain't – I can't go out here and lose it.
And as far as I know, Brian Daboll does not speak German, so I don't think he wants to get left over there.
Nah, he doesn't want to get left over there. All of a sudden, his room key don't work back to his hotel.
Right.
His passport ain't working no more. Like New York Giants will cut him off and leave him over there. But I'm gonna ride with the fact that Brian Daboll doesn't want to get fired, and I like the Giants defense better to disrupt a younger Bryce Young, who's in his second season, still trying to figure it out. Had a great drive last game to beat the New Orleans Saints, but I think the Giants defense would try to be like, hey, yo, look here, go destroy that kid. Like, I'm not trying to get fired. Like, this is not a game that we're trying to lose, especially before they start getting back into the individuals game. So
Danny Sullivan was good. Good to see you. Haven't seen you here before. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the channel. You got a little bit before we get to that topic, but we're definitely gonna. I agree, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, make sure you hit like and subscribe on the channel, and also, man, share it out if you know other people who might like this content as well. But yeah, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, moving on over to game number 2.
Yes.
New England travels to Chicago at 1:00 on a Sunday afternoon.
My first thought is to go to Chicago here. The 2 very good defensive teams, and I'll tell you, what's my man's name? The rookie quarterback for
Drake
New
May.
England, Drake May. Thank you. He's showing a little something. The kid's
Slight.
not a bum.
He's solid.
Yeah, he's got a little more than we thought. So let's look at the injury report real quick. Yeah, he's got a little bit more than we thought. It doesn't appear to be so Montez Sweat is questionable. That's tough. Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker. Oh, so tough guys in the secondary as well as their best pass rusher for Chicago. But I just feel like New England doesn't have enough, and the Bears are still in contention and confident that maybe they can pull off a wild spot and continue to play. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Bears here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. I went against them last week. I was right, but I'm gonna go with them this week because they need to get it right. Right now, they're seeing the rest of our division kind of take off. This is a week that you definitely want to catch up. Green Bay is going to be on a bye week, so you at least want to come out of here 5-4. You don't want to go 4-5 because that door starts to shut on you real fast, especially with the NFC West. Bulking up the way they're bulking up with the Rams, Seattle, San Fran, and all those guys fighting for that spot. Arizona Cardinals as well. So you don't want to be on that train, going at it at 4-5 because now that window closes real fast.
It does.
If one or two of those teams get hot. So I think this is a game that they want to come in and be like, okay, listen, defense, this is one of them games we're going to need you to step up. And, you're really trying to, run the football more than you want to put Caleb Williams throwing the ball in the air. So I think this is going to be a good game for Chicago to take this one away. They favored about 6.5. That's a lot. These back-to-back games, they favored about 6.5 points, but it could be a nail biter. All right. We're going to move on over to Buffalo, traveling to the Indianapolis Colts against the old dinosaur over there and Joe Flacco, man. Who you got?
Joe Flacco. Yeah, no, I got Buffalo here, man. Josh Allen, I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson and Jared Goff playing how they're playing, Josh Allen would probably be the presumptive MVP favorite. He is playing very, very well. I mean, when last have you seen to this point in the season Josh Allen have 2 interceptions?
Never.
Thank you. He's not turning the ball over. He's completing at a good percentage, and he's got 2,000 passing yards already. So halfway through the season, he's looking at let's say he keeps up this pace, he's going to have 4,000 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, and 4 picks.
Sounds like Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, it does.
MVP season.
No, it does. That's right.
So Aaron Rodgers had those numbers.
Yeah, that's right. Now he's playing extremely well.
Old Aaron, guys. So if you guys are watching, old Aaron,
of course.
Aaron for sure. Yeah. I think Aaron already has double-digit interceptions. Probably. Who knows?
Then you got Zaire Franklin, questionable linebacker for the Colts. I think over the last 3 years he's led the league in total tackles, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Pittman Jr.
For sure.
Yes, wide receiver for the Colts, questionable. Center Ryan Kelly's on IR. I mean, that's tough. Those are tough losses there. Now, the other problem, Josh Allen, he's going to have to put on the Superman cape. Amari Cooper's questionable. Keon Coleman, questionable. Curtis Samuel, questionable. So pretty much his entire receiving core is questionable. So he is going to have to not only work with whoever's left, but he's going to have to make those incredible plays in the offense in terms of using his legs to get out and move the chains where there's nothing there downfield because he doesn't have the weapons. But despite all that, I think the Bills are just a better team, and they are probably I was about to say they're right there with the Ravens, but when they took on the Ravens, they got manhandled. So they're probably, it's all about matchups, but they're one of the better teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're 7-2, and Josh Allen is playing tremendously. So we'll see what Steph. We'll see what's going on.
Focus.
I got the Bills, huh?
Focus.
Yeah, Steph just got knocked down and banged into 3.
I'm like, who the hell is Steph? Ain't no Steph on that team.
Look, my bad, man. My Caesar playing, man. You know what this is.
I feel you on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this one away.
Yes,
I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Okay.
Because I don't think all them boys are gonna be out, right? I don't think Shakir or Cooper and my boy Coleman, Gold Knowles, are gonna be out. So I think at least 2 of those players are going to play. Amari Cooper did miss last week, so I think this is gonna be a week that he's more than likely to return, along with either Shakir or Keon Coleman. So I think they take it away with this one. Indianapolis, they're going to be battling. I think it's going to be a tough fought game. I do expect them to get back to running the football. They weren't able to run the football last week at all with Jonathan Taylor. However, he did get dinged up at the end of that football game. So I'm curious to see what version of Jonathan Taylor did they use, or if that injury was anything, surreal to where, it could cause him to be, a little limpy this game. But I'm gonna go with Buffalo here. I mean, Josh Allen has just literally been playing lights out compared to previous seasons with better weapons. So I'm gonna go with him on that premise, man.
I
All
got
right.
you.
Denver travels to the undefeated, unscathed, back-to-back champs, Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, man.
Who you got?
So
man?
if I told you that was this 10 games into the season that Bo Nix would have more passing attempts than Patrick Mahomes and less interceptions, would you have believed me?
Hell no.
Well, it's true. That's crazy, right?
That's
Now I'm not making any crazy statements by giving that stat. I'm just saying it's an interesting stat. That's all there is to it. But no,
absolutely. I get what you're saying.
Right. But the Chiefs are 8-0, and this is not going to be the week that they become 8-1. Don't get me wrong, Broncos are a really good defense, one of the best in the league. They just came off getting massacred by the Ravens last week, and they're going to be upset, but they're still not going to be able to have enough to win this game. And then when you count in Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs defense against the rookie, yeah, ain't gonna happen, Captain. They're so I definitely got the Chiefs here. And I hate to go chalk on most of these, but it kind of seems like that's how it's gonna work out.
Nah, I mean, you're not wrong. I think Steve Spags is a little upset with his defense and the showing that they gave against the Tampa Bucks and how Baker Mayfield touchdown maker, Baker touchdown maker went down there and actually scored and had a chance to take the lead and possibly win. I think he's looking at his defense like, yo, all right, y'all got punched in the mouth last week. Let's go do what the Ravens did. Not necessarily, run up the scoreboard like that, but defensively, we're making it real uncomfortable for that kid back there. So I definitely expect Chris Jones and that D line to just really get after Bo Nix, get him off of his spot, and then you got McDuffie and those guys back there just ready to, waiting for the ball to fall in their hands and run the opposite direction. So I think this is going to be definitely one of them games, but I'm going to ride with Kansas City on this one.
Yes, sir.
Ride with the champs, 9-0 on the way.
No doubt.
All right. Next one, man, at the beginning of the season, you would have been like, oh man, this would be a great game possibly. Now you're probably like, Atlanta is going to be traveling to New Orleans to get some beignets and some gumbo. And
that's it. That's it.
Who do you have with this one, brother?
Man, you already know, man. You have kind of gotten me over to your your original stance when it comes to Atlanta. Obviously, especially with the injuries to Tampa Bay and just how bad the Saints and the Panthers are, looks like the Falcons clearly will win this division. Obviously, they've already beaten the Buccaneers twice, and the Bucs aren't going to get any better. So you've got that going on, and I mean, Atlanta is just a better team. The Bucs are not the Bucs. The Saints are completely in flux. No one knows what's going on with them. Coach just got fired. I mean, what are you gonna say? If you can even control Alvin Kamara, you're gonna win this game comfortably. So definitely Atlanta here.
Yeah, easily. On top of that, New Orleans just traded away their best corner. Right, you're gonna be without your best receiver in Olave. You're out your second best receiver in Rashid. Right, literally the only thing you have is Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara. Right, your defense took a blow, your offense took a blow. So literally, you're gonna be trying to run the football, and I think Atlanta looks at that and goes, "Oh, okay, we're just gonna load up the box and make Derek Carr try to beat us with whatever weapon that he has left that's out there." Right, so yeah, this is gonna be a good game. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna expose whoever that second or third corner coming off that bench is gonna be, and he's gonna have a good game. So if you got him in your fantasy league and y'all do bonuses, this might be that week you want to pick Kirk Cousins.
No doubt, and he can do it.
Yeah, he can. As you guys can see, 500 yards against Tampa.
That's right.
In the previous, the first showing that they had this season. So, yeah,
that was a great game, man. That was a great game. Anyway,
it was a shootout. Boy, like him and Baker were just like none of them was just going to that bench without no points.
That was good to see.
Yeah,
really good.
It was a good one.
Man, come on, man. Stop turning the ball over. My bad. Come on, man. Celtics, man.
what's this like game 7?
Not really the point though. All right. I'm gonna focus for real. All
right, moving on. We got the San Francisco 49ers coming off of a bye week to travel to go see Baker touchdown maker Mayfield at 1:00. Who do you have in that game, brother?
Man, this is so tough. San Francisco really good coming off a bye. I don't know if C-Mac is going to be back. You know what? I've been calling chalk this whole time. I am going to go with Tampa Bay here. Baker has kind of shown that he doesn't have his main weapons, but he's not super dependent on them in that he can still be a quality player and playmaker without them. And again, he played extremely well. He played very well, like we said last week against the champs. He is. I'm going to go with the Bucs here, man. I am. I'm going to go with the Bucs. I think Baker's leading the league in touchdown passes too at 23.
He's up there.
23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions on the year. I'm going to go with the Bucs here, man. It's a bit of an upset, but like I always say, it's hard to maintain losing streaks in the NFL, just like it's hard to maintain winning streaks. So the Buccaneers need this badly. Raheem Morris is a very good defensive coach. I think they've got a chance to be successful. I'm gonna go Bucs here.
Okay, I'm gonna go with San Fran. All right.
Okay.
And no, not because my brother just hopped in the chat and said something about Larry Bird, but I'm gonna go with San Francisco 49ers in this game. They're coming off of a bye week. They're possibly gonna have Christian McCaffrey back. And I truly think that defense has something they truly have something to fight for as well. Like I just said, the NFC West is a tough division right now. Mm-hmm. Not as far as like best in top standings, but like either one of them getting out of it. They're all sitting at 5-4 or 4-5 right now. So this is definitely going to be one of those games. Like, okay, we're getting our best running back, right? We're getting Deebo Samuel back. Let's go ahead and start making this run now, because if we don't, Arizona, Seattle, or the Los Angeles Rams, they're literally coming to take over that division, right? And you don't want to fall behind on that. So I think there's going to be one of those games where San Fran definitely picks up the pace a little bit and is truly just get after Tampa on this one. I've seen from Tampa in the last game, he's going to try to use that tight end as much as possible, that and Sterling Shepard. So I think if you take that tight end away, and I think what's his name, Lenore, he could definitely cover Sterling Shepard. So it's definitely gonna do. What's good, New Breed? What's goody? But yeah, I'm gonna go with San Fran on this one.
New Breed, what's popping, man? How you doing?
What's popping? Brand new whip just hopped in. I got options. Oh, my bad. I thought we just took it off right there, man. All right, going to the next game. Oh, Pittsburgh is going to be traveling to Washington to play the rookie.
Okay, so my bad. Were you ready? My bad. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So as well as Washington has played so far, Jaden Daniels is still a rookie, and I am going to go here with Pittsburgh. I think they're going to throw a lot of things defensively at him that he's going to have a lot of difficulty with. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. And as we've seen, the downfield passing attack clearly has improved with Russell Wilson coming off the bench and becoming the starter. Is he Russell Wilson of old? No, but that's not what they need him to be. They just need the defense to continue to be elite. They need to be able to run it a bit. And don't get me wrong, this Washington football team, as we talked about the other night, it's a very good football team. But I'm going Pittsburgh here because I think the defense is just that good. And now with an improved offense, they're going to be really tough to beat. I'm going to go Pittsburgh here.
Ditto everything you said, bro. I mean, you literally took every word that I was going to mention. Pittsburgh's defense is just coming off of a bye week as well. You don't want to be showing up by a rookie, right? And I think that's in TJ Watt's head, like, oh, I'm about to get him. Like, nah, y'all haven't. Nobody in the league showed him who's boss yet. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's go up against this Pittsburgh defense. And then, I mean, not only that, Mike Tomlin is just one hell of a coach. To scheme up against in your very first game against that team. Granted, they're going to be in Washington. He's lucky enough that it's not at home, because it would have been. I think it would have been curtains for Jaden Daniels if it would have been. But I think Pittsburgh goes to Washington, beats Washington. I think it's still going to be a close game.
Yeah,
I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to lay down.
No.
Neither is that team. But
No.
I think, Pittsburgh definitely going to have, has that defense to, at least if it gets to the fourth quarter, they can close it out, dial up some pressures, and really make it uncomfortable for them. So I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh as well.
Yep.
All right, the next one we really don't even have to get into much, but Minnesota is going to beat the Jaguars. Moving on. Not messing with you.
No, I mean, what are we going to say? Yes, there's nothing to say.
Jacksonville, man, we live here.
Oh, my goodness.
We love it. We love Florida. We just got a bad football team here, man. It's just a horrible football team. I mean, Dougie P is on his way out the door. You paid Trevor $250, so he's not out the door.
Nope.
I mean, at this point, what do you want us to do? Right? We got nothing good to say about the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are currently 2-7? Are these 2-7?
2-7, I believe.
Yeah, whatever the case is, it's bad. It's bad out here. So Minnesota, I'm just going ahead and click that box for you. You don't even have to tell me why. We're gonna move on over to Tennessee.
Man. Hey, real quick, let me shout out New Breed, man. I see your comment, man. Good stuff. Golden Tate, man. That's what's up. Go Irish. Good. That's cool, man. We're gonna have to talk about that offline. But yeah, that's nice.
Don't get that man started, New Breed.
I said offline.
We was having a good time. Right?
I said offline, man.
Don't get the man started. He didn't have to put it in the chat, Bruce.
Why?
He could have just direct messaged you or something.
I didn't even, What?
Tennessee is traveling to.
I know what it is. You just mad. Okay, yeah, you just mad because of what we about to do to your boys on Saturday night. That's what it is. You mad? Mm-hmm.
I mean, I honestly have forgotten about that entire franchise. I mean, entire school, right? I forgot about that entire school. After week 3, I threw it up. I'm like, yep, this is just all downhill from here.
Yeah,
and clearly I was right.
Get that butt cutting. Mm-hmm.
Whoever we beat this year, your whole team needs to be reevaluated. Because right now, that's how bad FSU is right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got nothing to. I mean, there's nothing going on over there, right? So,
I don't. Yeah. That's crazy. But anyway, let's get back to the NFL.
All right. Yeah. We're gonna talk about a little college football later. New Breed, you good, bro?
Sid Bubba, what's good, brother? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Sid Bubba.
Yeah.
All right. So Tennessee is going to be traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Who do you got in that game?
I got the Chargers, man. The Tennessee is another football team that's not good, and Jim Harbaugh, he's got the formula. He has the formula that he's always had. It doesn't change. Play good defense, run the football, stop the run, and I think he's going to be able to do that. And he's got the superior quarterback. I'm not at all concerned that Tennessee can win this. Now, of course, it's the NFL, but I'm not at all concerned that I got the Chargers winning this game fairly easily.
Yeah, I honestly think the rest of these games are just kind of easy pick'ems, except for Monday night. But the Chargers is definitely one of them. Just run the football, and you'll beat the Titans.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it doesn't get much simpler than that. John. I always get this backwards. Jim. All right. Jim is not going to let Mason Rudolph beat him. That's
a great point.
So definitely I'm riding with the Chargers with you on that one. This next one is one of those games that shall not be named, but Philadelphia is going to be traveling to the Big D in Dallas to play a Dak Prescott list. Maybe Cooper Rush, maybe Trey Lance. We don't know yet. I think it's going to be Cooper Rush.
I think it's going to be Cooper Rush
for that
as well.
Football team. Yeah. So who do you have in that game?
Oh man, I got Philadelphia, and that's even if Dak was playing, even if Dak and CD were both playing. I got Philadelphia. I think they're the better team. They're rounding into form. They are looking good. They're kind of starting to figure things out. They got their weapons are healthy, and that's a great fit for Jalen Hurts. You see the difference when AJ Brown and Deontay Smith don't play, and as soon as they get back, he looks like a different guy. He's not turning the football over. He's got 10 touchdowns, 4 picks. So I definitely, and Saquon Barkley, he is, what is he, second in the league in rushing right now? He is doing his thing, and the Giants are continually kicking themselves. And so I definitely got Philly. Cowboys are bad, and I love it.
I think it was just one simple term you could have used in that entire soliloquy.
What was that?
Saquon Barkley.
Okay,
That's all you had
fair
to say.
enough.
That's all you had to say. Because
right.
honestly, Saquon Barkley is hurdling people backwards. What the hell you think he about to do to Dallas?
Yo, who does that?
He's hurdling people backwards.
Who does? I've been watching football since the early 90s. Who does that? Matter of fact, no, the late 80s. And I've never seen that before. And
Never.
Barry Sanders is my guy. I have never
seen somebody backwards hurdle.
New breed, you are wild.
CD scam. Nice.
He says CD stole the money. Wow.
CD
oh my
scam.
gosh.
That's funny.
That's great.
funny. That's a good one. But
yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's good.
Saquon is literally hurling people backwards. Dallas is they're in a spiral in the wrong direction. I don't even know if Michael Parsons is going to play. Honestly, it doesn't even really matter.
Of course not.
Like I said, they don't have anything going on offensively. Now they don't have anything going. I mean, first they didn't have anything going defensively, and now they don't have anything going offensively. Like we said, CD scam maybe. I'm stuck in my head now. CD Lamb has a sprained AC joint, so he might not be playing. So yeah, man. I mean, Saquon Barkley. This is another one of them. You know, bet the over on whatever yard. Imagine him carrying this week.
You might get another $150.
Oh yeah. Anything if it's 80, bet the over. If it's 90, bet the over. If it's 100, bet the over.
Yeah, I can see it.
Bet the over.
Even though Tennessee is not a terrible defense, but yeah, Saquon is just he's in his groove. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, it's a tennis. I'm my bad. I think.
See, this is what happened. Bro. This is what happened. You over there watching?
I'm not even watching the game.
Green team.
It's a halftime. I'm not even watching. I'm not even watching. I promise. Damn.
I'm like Tennessee, bro. What the hell is you talking about?
Nah, I'm bugging because I'm looking at the thing and the Tennessee is right above Philadelphia. So my bad. Yeah. Anyway, man, let's move along.
Moving on. All right, so this is a good one. New York Jets are going to be traveling to Arizona to play Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have, brother?
So the Cardinals won last week. So is this week the week that they go ahead and drop back down again?
Correct.
we have no idea what we're going to see from these guys, man. I really don't know. Say again?
1 up, 1 down.
1 up, 1 down. That's a fact. But no, I'm gonna go with the Jets here, man. Again, I think so. I believe we'll never again see the old Aaron Rodgers, right? I think that's just done. But he's still not in a terrible spot. He probably still can get close to 4,000 passing yards if he can stay healthy this year. He's got 15 touchdowns, so he'd get up around 28, 30. I think the key here is they need to get the ball in Breece Hall's hands more, but this is a decent football team, and again, they have a really good defense. Not quite as elite as it was, but oh wow, nah, we're not in Maryland, bro. But thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I got the Jets here. I think they're gonna win this game.
Yeah, I think the end of last game, that could be what sparks the Jets to go on a better run, right? That second half was just absolutely Aaron Rodgers-esque, Devontae Adams-esque, Garrett Wilson-esque. Those guys really did show out in that second half to really help put that game away against the Houston Texans. So I think we can get a little bit more of that. And like you just said, Arizona won last week. So this could be the 1 week they go back to the other direction, up and down like a roller coaster. So
yes, sir.
I think New York Jets, Arizona has something to fight for. Like I said, they are in one of the toughest divisions in the league, but New York truly has something. Like they're just trying to be in any type of conversation when it comes to the playoffs, especially when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame receiver, and defense that you have on that sidelines. I mean, on that defensive line. So Aaron Frog, he's just got the names.
Yeah, he got him lined up. New Breed is killing him tonight. He's killing him. All right, brother. CD Scam and Aaron.
Hey, you want to talk? You want to talk about scam? Hey, Aaron fleeced the Jets, bro. He fleeced the
Jets. Did. Sure,
that man came over there, got his bread. He could do what he could make all the calls. If
bring the people he want with him.
People.
Oh yeah,
get the staff. Like
that's right.
That's some scamming stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last game of Sunday night. What is going on, Steve? Last
Steve,
game of Sunday night.
Man, was good.
We have the Detroit Lions traveling to Houston against
that is such a great game.
Offensive line.
That's such a great game, man. But the way Detroit is playing right now, I can't pick against them. I think I'd be foolish. And it sucks because, you know, we had high expectations. Many people had high expectations of Houston coming into this season. But, man, the Lions, they just look like a well-oiled machine right now. I can't pick against them. And, you know, it's all love to C.J. Stroud and the rest of these guys and Mixon and all that. I think I don't know if Mixon's going to be playing. But, it's definitely the Lions for me. Like, that's an easy one.
Yeah, I don't think it's nothing hard about it because Houston's offensive line has given up in the last 3 weeks 7 to 8 sacks a game.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So, and the Lions just added Zadarius Smith. Granted, he's probably may not play, but they may give him enough time because he was just traded just yesterday. But that's all. That's a great pickup for that defensive pass rush. Ever since they lost Aiden Hutchinson,
exactly,
the season. So, but I think they still have enough to just get after C.J. Stroud, but Houston Texans don't have a defense enough to stop Detroit. So I just think that's just what you have for the Texans. That Diggs injury hurts the Texans. I honestly, New Breed, I think that ever since Nico Collins went down, that offense just wasn't the same. And I think the Diggs one just kind of, put the cherry on top, when he went down as well. But Nico Collins is on track to possibly play next week. I've been reading. So, he could get his weapon back. That could, put him back in a better direction as far as the season is going so far. Because I think they're 6-2?
Yes, 6-3.
Yeah, 6-3. Okay, so 6-3, not bad. You're still in a great position. You're, more likely definitely going to win that division. So, they're in a good spot. All right, final game Monday night. Miami is going to be traveling to Los Angeles to play the Rams.
So Miami looks like they've got new life. They look like a new team. And again, man, Tua, difference maker. I can't believe I'm saying that, but he clearly is. That team was absolutely anemic while he was gone. Yeah. But it's going to be the Rams, man. It's definitely going to be the Rams. I think they are the better team. They're kind of getting it going. They're getting some pressure defensively. They're getting some of their weapons back. And, of course, they've got their guy. Go ahead. You know who it is.
Kyron the Siren. Go Irish.
My man.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was waiting on you to say, I'm like, go Irish. Go Irish.
But no, I think I definitely got the Rams here. Good football.
Yeah,
team.
no, I agree with you. Even though like you said, Miami, they're offensively they're looking better. It's just right now, man. Matt Stafford he's with his weapons, man. He's a problem. He's a force to deal with. You got Puka Nacua so good, he's just punching folks, right? Because he knows that Cooper Kupp got it. Like, hey man, Kupp back there. I'm good. I could just punch somebody and leave the game. Kyron Siren running the football. So I definitely got the Rams here. I think this is going to be another shootout game. I definitely see both teams scoring about 25, 24 plus up on the scoreboard because I don't think either one of them have defenses that you're scared of. So I think it's going to be a lot of air yards for sure against both teams. So, but I think Los Angeles is going to have enough to pull it out.
Yes, they will. Real quick, I see some comments in the chat. What's going on, Miss Gail? Can we move on to the best round with highest basketball IQ ever to touch the court, Larry Bird? I think Magic might argue with that, and maybe Michael too. But anyway, not the point. We will get to that, I promise. Also, Steve, how is FSU and Notre Dame not a topic? It's not a topic on its own. We're going to do a little bit of college football, but if you want that topic. What's tomorrow? Thursday.
Bruce.
Thursday, I'll probably be doing a college football show. What's up, Transformer?
Bruce.
What's up, man?
Don't go down that rabbit hole with Steve. Steve knows what the hell he's doing. Steve, not this week, man. Come on, bro. You know what you're doing. He don't ask nothing about Notre Dame every week. Every week, right? He knows what's going on in college football. He knows FSU is bad. He knows I ain't saying shit about the nose unless it's a nose player in the NFL that we're talking about. Right? All of a sudden, hey man, how was FSU and Notre Dame not a topic?
That's
funny. You know what I mean? So Steve, cut it. All right, cut it, bro.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's all we have for the weekly pick'em. Give me a second, guys. Hold up. You had Philly, Jets, Detroit, and the Rams. For some odd reason, they didn't save the first time. All right. That's our weekly pick'em. So wish us luck, guys. Had we said Bruce was 10-15 last week. I was 12-15 last week. So root for the best. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you guys got any upsets going on, or if you like the picks that we have. And if you missed it and you came in late, hit the rewind button, go back and figure out who we picked. And it's gonna be an easy day for you, man. Other than that,
Easy day.
you got it.
Oh wow, I didn't catch that one. All right, so ready to just move on? We'll
yeah.
This all right.
What's
Let's do
the trade
it.
deadline?
Yes, sir. All right, we're going to talk a little bit of NFL trade deadline and moves that were made, and how we think that can affect the rest of the season and possibly affect the teams that were made. Zigo edits, yo, haven't seen you before. What's going on? Real quick, y'all, if you're here in the chat, man, I appreciate everybody who's here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. All right, really appreciate it. Helps us out a lot. The more likes we get, the more the show gets pushed out in the algorithm. So please hit that like and subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Let's get it, y'all. And if you want to get more people in the chat to discuss this, because I know it looks like some people are excited about that Larry Bird topic coming up, hit the share button, man. The share button's powerful. Hit the share button. Let's get some more people in here. All right. NFL trade deadline. What's up, man?
Shout out New Breed, all right? Because New Breed is watching the show and he's paying attention. No, I'm shouting out New Breed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm shouting out New Breed. The only nose player transformer speaking on is Keon Coleman. All right, Steve, you see that, Steve? Steve, read that. All right, we're not going to talk about the freaking nose and freaking Irish. We're not talking about it.
No, we're not. But what I'm saying is you should be shouting out old boy defensive lineman that plays for the Rams now. You know who I'm talking about.
Jared Verse.
Yes, that's another one who should be getting love. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But yeah, we should talk about that. Yeah, that's fine.
Jalen Ramsey playing well this year. Like, what am I missing? I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, what's going on?
The point is, Bruce.
Okay.
If I'm talking about my nose, I'm going to talk about the current NFL players. Okay.
I got you.
I'm not going to talk about no FSU Notre Dame game. That's my point. I'm trying to make, Bruce, okay. So pay attention. Are you seeing me? Are we here?
I'm paying attention. What I'm saying.
I know we're here up here because we ain't got no hair, right?
That's right.
I know we're here, right?
I'm not even taking shots though. I'm with you. I'm with you. All right. Nino was good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, here we go. We got the KD debate.
The bums.
Yeah, we're gonna have that in the comments. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. NFL trade deadline. All right, y'all.
We're gonna get there, guys. Give us a minute.
Right. As we know, yesterday was the NFL trade deadline, and obviously some moves were made, and there appear to have been some moves that I don't think is anything earth-shaking, but some things that can help some people out, right? So real quick, I definitely want to touch on this one. Pause. Jonathan Mingo. Come on, man. No, did he?
Yeah. It was still kind of crazy, though. Yeah.
Come on, man. Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver to the Dallas Cowboys from the Panthers. So again, we have to go back to. I did say pause, Zigo. I said pause.
I mean, it was so egregious. It was just like, God damn. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so where were we? Yes, so Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver to the Cowboys. And that to me doesn't do much of anything, but it's just going back to the point that Jerry Jones is full of it, man. He does not care about winning. He only cares about attention, because this is the same guy who told us, I'm all in. What has he done to demonstrate to you that he's all in? He doesn't believe that. We don't believe that. He's got to stop this.
So the thing is about Jerry Jones, you got to realize what he's all about.
What's he all in about?
The media, man.
Oh, the media and the money.
The money. The notoriety. The big star on the side of that helmet.
But I thought that he said that he would write a check for any amount to get another one of those Super Bowl trophies. He said that.
This is his way of doing it.
I don't understand.
First of all, man, hey, no, we're not gonna do this, man. Jerry Jones, that was a great trade, right? That was an excellent trade. Listen here.
New breeds on drugs. I'm sorry, my bad. All right, my bad.
Okay. That was an excellent trade. If anybody won that trade, it was definitely Dallas Cowboys for a 4th round pick. Let me show out some stats to you. Jonathan Mingo, 14 games started last year, 43 receptions, 418 yards, 0 touchdowns. Absolutely elite. So far this year, he's played in 9 games, started 5 games. Played in 9 games, started 5 of them. He has 12 receptions, 121 yards. Y'all better stop playing with Jonathan Mingo. That was a great pickup by Jerry.
You know
Jones,
what?
Man.
If you're all in, that's the kind of guy you go get.
That's the type of guy you go get. You go get a Jonathan Mingo for a 4th round pick. 4th round pick. God dang it, boy, Jerry.
Right.
Hey, Dallas going on a run, bro. They're going on a run. Super Bowl or bust now, baby. The train is back on. No Dak Prescott. Guess what? Cooper Rush is going to be dotting Jonathan Mingo, and those numbers are just going to go higher and higher and higher. All right. As you guys know, I am completely bullshitting. That was a dumbass trade.
Yeah,
that was very, very stupid. 4th round pick for Jonathan Mingo. He has a total of 539 yards over the last 2 seasons. You traded a 4th round pick. Dak Prescott went for a 4th round pick. Went in the 4th round. You got to a quarterback, franchise quarterback. Granted, you paid him, but franchise quarterback. You traded for a receiver that has a total of 539 yards in a total of 24 games.
Bad. The point is, it wasn't a move that's going to do anything. It's not going to help move the needle, and he doesn't. Bruce, the reason I say that Jerry doesn't want to win is because he wants to be in the headlines. He wants to be competitive, but he doesn't want to win. If he wanted to win, he wouldn't have signed Dak Prescott to all that money. If he wanted to win, when he said he was really all in, he would have signed Derrick Henry in the offseason. Derrick Henry wanted to be there. Derrick Henry lives in Dallas in the offseason. He could have had him. If he wanted to win, he would have made better moves. That's all there is to it. What Jerry wants is to be the center of attention. Jerry wants to have the Cowboys constantly in the news cycle. Jerry wants to do his radio hits every Monday. He wants to have his radio show. He always wants to be in front of the cameras. He wants to be the GM and control everything. He doesn't want to win, or he would put his team in better positions to be successful. That's how I can say Jerry doesn't want to win. That's how I can say
successful.
Hey
man, I'm not going to make this a Dallas Cowboys segment, but
no, we can move on.
It's honestly for a 4th round pick. I'm pretty sure Carolina was on the phone like, hey, come here.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you say? Is that say 4th round pick? But Mingo, they want Jonathan Mingo, bro. 4th round? Yes, that's what it says, right? It says,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They sent Jonathan Mingo with a bow wrapped around him for that 4th round pick, man. Carolina got off with that one.
Yeah.
He got away with one. And that's the reason why, if you're Jerry Jones' son, you looking at Jerry like, Dad, come on. Yeah, it's time. That's it. That's it.
Right.
Now you're just making senile moves. You're just making senile moves. But we're going to continue on. Go on with the rest of the trade deadline, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, the next one I saw that I thought was a good move was, while he's not the same, Tre'Davious White coming over to Baltimore from the Rams. Again, he's not the same. He was All-Pro in 2019. That's 5 years ago. So you have that. But, I mean, I don't think it can get that much worse. All they gave up was a 2026 7th-round pick. And so if you can do anything to bolster the worst pass defense in the NFL, you try to do it. So, not a bad move for the Ravens. I don't think earth-shattering, not going to really change their fortunes too much. But if it can help secure up that back-end pause, then it's a good move.
Yeah. I will add in, that's not something that they needed. I thought they would have definitely went pass rush, maybe. I don't think you were a cornerback away from, threat, like changing the from being that Super Bowl contender, right? Like I said, to me, it was definitely definitely a pass rusher, somebody that could definitely bolster up and get after the quarterback. Because right now, what have you guys been the worst in? That's getting thrown on all day, right? You need a pass rusher to go in and hit home every single time. So I definitely thought that was a move that they were going to make. Obviously, I think only one pass rusher got moved. No, two pass rushers got moved. Granted, the Smith brothers. I just not thought about it. The Smith brothers got traded together, right?
They didn't get traded together. One of them went to.
No, I meant like traded in the same day. Like they were.
Yeah.
So they were both traded. Green Bay traded Preston Smith to the Steelers. Zadarius Smith got traded to the Lions, like we said earlier. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a good move. It wasn't a needle mover for me, Tre'Davious White. Like you said, I mean, he is a step behind what he used to be. I think he had that devastating injury in Buffalo. I think it was his knee, or he had a major injury. I think last year or year before that kind of slowed him down even more. The move I liked most was the Marshawn Lattimore to Washington.
Knew you were going to.
That one was my favorite one so far. Washington literally looked at that crystal ball at the beginning of the season. I'm pretty sure they did not see themselves sitting at the top of that division with a rookie quarterback.
I don't think so either.
So right now you're like, hey, get this bolster up that defense. Because if anything, if my rookie all of a sudden starts playing like a rookie, maybe one game or two, my defense can go ahead and be out there long enough to get him back in shape and give him more opportunity. So I did like that trade, man.
Yeah, no, the key there, I think, is going to be whether or not Lattimore can stay healthy at all. I think that's the biggest issue. If he can stay healthy,
I'm voting for Trump.
They got a chance there.
Are you?
I am not.
Okay.
That was man. That's X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I seen some wild stuff on there today, but anyway.
Oh man, it's been correct. Social media has been hilarious, man.
Crazy,
freaking hilarious, bro.
Crazy. Think a little bit of rhymes could play me. I'm from Marcy. I'm varsity. Chump your JV. You don't remember that? You're too young for that.
It was his Achilles. Okay, thank you, Edward. Today it was his Achilles. So yeah, ever since then, I knew it was something devastating. I couldn't remember quite what it was. But yeah. After he tore his Achilles, he definitely lost a step. I mean, as expected. I mean, it's it in NFL. Yeah, them things. You lose your Achilles. That's pretty much it.
I can't even imagine trying to recover from that. Like that's a tough one.
Nah.
Yeah.
My cousin did. He actually tore his Achilles on the basketball court about 3 years ago. And I'll be damned. 6 months later, the man squatting 400 pounds. I'm like, yo, what happened? What did you do?
Well, yeah, but so I think the Achilles are more tested in that lateral movement and the quick, the quick twitch stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still awesome that he out there, squatting like he is. But I think, I think the Achilles is tested in different ways more so than that. But I'm not going to argue with the transformer on those things.
I got on that. Achilles, nah, I ain't messing with it. I ain't no doctor.
Another move I think was big. I didn't even realize it till just going down the list here was Cam Robinson getting traded from the Jags to the Vikings. So that's good because we've seen, even though the Vikings are playing well, we've seen Sam Darnold kind of getting hit a lot lately. So you get a really good tackle to kind of boost up that O-line and try to protect him some more and keep him upright so that he can do what he's got to do. That's a good move. And, Jags didn't get much of anything for it.
No,
they got a 2026 conditional 5th round pick for that.
I would agree with you. But first game, he already gave up a sack on Sam Darnold. So I don't know.
Oh, well, there you go. Right.
I'm watching the game. One of my good friends, Amina, she's a I can call her a Jaguar fan. She's just so frustrated. She doesn't even want to be associated with him. But she saw the trade to Cam Robinson with the Minnesota, and she was like, "All right, he's just gonna get his quarterback sacked." And right on cue, I'm watching the football game. Like, damn, Cam Robinson gave up the sack, and I'm like, she's like, "Yeah, tried to tell you."
Quarterback hurt. I think it's just a function of him getting right and getting used to the cadence and the system and how O-line is.
True.
You need a little bit of time.
You definitely got to be one with that center, man. If you ain't one with that center and getting the right call from the quarterback, you're not gonna you're gonna put him in harm's way every time.
Right. So those are pretty much the moves from the trade deadline. Obviously, earlier in the season, within the previous few weeks, we had Deontay Johnson going to Baltimore from Carolina. That's a good move. Give Lamar Jackson another weapon. Not an elite guy, but a good move. A move that I think is going to really play out well. DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. We talked about that already on the show.
Out last week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams to the Jets. If he and Aaron Rodgers can kind of get their timing back together, that could be a nice little weapon there. And Amari Cooper to Buffalo. He's questionable, I think, already, but he's another guy. I think in his first game he caught a touchdown there from Josh Allen, so you got that. So yeah, there have been some moves, but again, I don't think anything earth-shattering or particularly league or team shifting going on there. So
No, nothing crazy. Ernest Jones, I did like that trade from the Titans. He wasn't getting utilized over there at linebacker, and the Seahawks definitely need to bolster up, what they have over there to be in that tough ass division. So I did like that Ernest Jones trade. One of my favorite players in fantasy football is Ernest Jones. So I was definitely like, yes, okay, they could find. He's getting me tackles, but man, be useful for your team now.
Right.
Be playing for something. So man, shout out Ernest Jones, man, doing good over there.
No doubt. Yeah, that's what we got. I don't think we need to open it up for calls, do we? It's not.
I know, because I think I know what everybody wants to talk about. They want to talk about Mr. Bird, the greatest white man to ever touch a basketball.
That's right. They're waiting for Mr. Bird. So what I will say about that is, you know what though? If he won more, wouldn't there be an argument for your guy Jerry West though, as the greatest white man to touch a basketball? He's got to be really up there, man. He was great defensively, offensively. I mean,
correct.
He just can't get over that hump, man. And again, we have to hold that against guys, but he was great. Pistol Pete.
Back to back. Nails, man. Just like
that's tough, man. That's tough.
Granted, I wasn't alive, so I can't speak on things that I wasn't alive for.
From what we know and what we saw, you know what I'm saying?
Looking at your history,
yeah. He was retired before I was born, so but yeah.
May he rest in peace, by the way.
May he rest. That's right. I forgot. Mr. West passed away. That's right. Full basketball life. All right, let's do this. We will get to it right now, and this is our main topic of the night. Make sure, I know y'all been waiting for this, so we're going to get to it right now. Make sure y'all hitting the share button. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already, please. Helps a lot. So let's go ahead and
relax.
Let's get some people
Listen
in.
up.
Listen up. All right. You wanna rock with this, man?
It's your team. Wait, what? Why are you giving it to me?
I just wanted to mess with you, man. I just wanted to mess with you.
Wait, what?
Damn.
I don't have the nerve. I'm not talking about the Green Goblin over there, man. That's your team.
Damn, why you gotta be a goblin though, man?
That's green. Green Goblin. They kind of went together. So yeah.
That was really uncalled for, man.
Green Goblin, hurtful. Bro. You're not into Marvel like that.
I know who the Green Goblin is, man.
So you get it. He's white superhero. I mean, it's like villain. Where's green?
Hey man, Bird wasn't a villain, man. That's why are we doing that?
You must forgot. Was he the damn villain? Yes, he was a villain.
No, I don't think Bird was a villain. He was just a beast.
He was our villain. Okay?
Oh yes, he was a villain.
Yeah. Okay, he was our villain.
All right. I get it.
We had the superhero in Magic Johnson. Okay, big smiles, always happy, right? Winning 5 of them things. You know what I'm saying? Okay, my bad, bro. Go ahead, open up the segment.
No doubt. All right, guys. So here's the deal. Right, I was listening to. I was doing my my normal YouTube thing, and I was kind of scrolling and looking at my different content and whatnot, and getting ideas and just enjoying what people had to say about different topics. And what I will say is this to me was really interesting in that it was Iman Shumpert's new podcast. And he had Baron Davis on there. Baron Davis, obviously, really good basketball player in his time. Really good, like one of the first truly elite, super freaking athletic point guards, right? You remember Baron Davis, right?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I can't remember
absolute
that
beast.
dunk he put on Utah Jazz. He played.
Oh
that
my
year when he
God,
was
on
with Golden State.
Karolinko. Oh
Yeah,
my
he took the
goodness.
jersey out and
Yeah.
had his,
That
they
was-
said he had
ooh,
a waist
terrible.
trainer on.
Oh, damn. Okay. All I know is he
What's the
piked
dunk
on
they tell him
Karolinko.
now?
That joint was
Oh,
so terrible.
it was
Oh my goodness.
bad. It was
Yeah, it was real bad.
I saw that. I was watching that game live. I'm like, yo, because I
Mhm.
think they were an 8th seed that year. Or what are they, the 7th seed? They were either the 8th or the 7th seed. It was an
was that the
upset.
We Believe Warriors?
Yeah. Monty
AC.
Ellis, Steven Jackson,
Steven Jackson,
uh,
Matt Barnes, and them.
Matt
AC.
Barnes. Yeah.
Yeah.
8th seed. Yeah. That was 8th seed.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Utah was number
they
one.
beat the Mavs.
I thought it was Utah, bro.
No, they beat the Mavs in the first round. Steve, you wild. Okay. Seriously. All right, let's get it, y'all. Let's get to the
high
topic.
road. Okay.
So Larry Bird, man, widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and I think that
greatest players of all time, who is also an incredible shooter. I don't refer to Larry Bird as a shooter. Now, that said, I think he's 39% from three for his career. I want to say just about 50% from the floor and 88% from the free throw line. And we know that he's, in terms of clutch baskets, game winners from all over the floor, all-time big-time shots, he's been that pretty much his whole career. So everybody knows what type of player Larry Bird was. Well, maybe a lot of people don't know, but Larry Bird was one of the best to ever do it in all facets, okay? He played on the greatest front court of all time, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, on those great 80s Celtics championship teams, won 3 championships. Quick rundown on Larry Bird. Greatest players of all time.
My bad, y'all. So
That was
I
sick.
I previously done a show about Larry Bird, giving him his flowers. So I just figured I would use that and reiterate. But Larry Bird, just a super awesome player. He could pass the ball. He was like, well, I guess maybe you say Pistol Pete, but he was the original kind of point forward that ushered in a lot of what we see LeBron and Tatum and Paul George and these guys doing today, right? Remember we talked about that last time when we were talking about the point forwards, Anthony Mason and Jalen Rose and all those guys. So he was come on, Miss Gail. Last to win 3 MVPs 3 years in a row. Answer is Larry Bird. Was at 84, 85, 86.
83, 84, 85.
Yeah, 84, 85, 86, all three,
yeah.
and two years out of those he won championships. So yeah, Larry Bird was that dude. And it's funny because people always talk about how unathletic he was, and obviously no one's saying he was Dominique Wilkins, but he had, I'd say, moderate athleticism until the back got injured and until he had the foot injuries. But you got to give Larry Bird his credit, because what I love about him, this is a guy who consistently dominated his opposition. They would constantly put the best opposing defender on him and he would still work him out. There's all the stories out there of Bird telling you what he's going to do to you and then doing it on the very next play. Like, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to take a jab step, 2 dribbles. I'm going to pull up and I'm going to drain it in your effing face. And it was wild, like the stuff he would say to you. There was a game, I think it was in LA, a Christmas game, and Magic was hurt. And Magic was on the bench during warmups, and Bird came by and said, "Hey, how you doing, Magic?" You know, he says, "You're not playing tonight. Don't worry, sit back. I'll put on a show for you." I think he had like a 39-point triple-double or something like that. You know? So Bird was insane, right? There was one clip, I cannot remember who the defender was, but Bird turns to him and says to him before the game, says, "Get ready. I'm fixing to work your fucking ass out." Just like that. Pardon the language, y'all. Y'all know I'm not a profane dude, but I mean, and that's the type of stuff that Bird is doing. So anyway, Iman Shumpert has his podcast. Baron Davis is on there, and somehow the topic comes up about what if Larry Bird could play today, and Iman Shumpert is trying to say that Bird couldn't play today, and Baron Davis is like, "Nah, man, Bird would kill today." Yeah, absolutely. Young Disciple, what's good? No, Bird is the best small forward in history, not the second best. But anyway, that's a different thing. So anyway, Oh, Miss Gail, that was Michael Cooper. He said that too. Okay, there you go. Because you would always see Michael Cooper would get that assignment with LA. Andrew Toney in Philly, they called him the Boston Strangler because that was his whole thing was defense. And so, you would see Bird just consistently, giving guys the business in terms of on the basketball court and the talking and the ability to back it up and make the clutch shots. And so I was a little off in that snippet I played. He actually was Bird is 24.5 points per game, and that would have been higher if he didn't have the injuries at the end of his career. 10 rebounds a game and 6.3 assists per game. So what I love is that he was such an elite passer, even though he wasn't a guy that had the ball a whole lot because he played with a Hall of Fame point guard on that team in Dennis Johnson. And he was an elite rebounder, even though he was not super athletic, and he played on a front court that had other dominant bigs, right? And so the fact that he was able to do what he was able to do also in a much more physical league, again, that always stands out to me. But Transformer, I could go all night waxing poetic about Bird, man. What were your thoughts about him? Obviously, you're a Laker guy, and we respect that, and we respect what Magic and Bird did for the league, and I love that rivalry. But tell me, when you think about Bird, where are you? And then your thoughts about whether or not he could play today.
I mean, I think it goes without saying. He is the greatest white man to ever be blessed to touch a freaking basketball. And I say that with like no racism or nothing like that, but that's what he is. The pinnacle guy, like, because, back in the 80s and, as we're, the African-American community started coming up and being allowed and being more involved in the sports and stuff like that. You always thought athleticism, dunking the basketball, highlight plays and stuff like that. And then came this guy named Larry, right? Scary Larry, who will walk in your locker room at a 3-point shootout like, hey, which one of y'all want to come in second? Like, hey, but who is he talking to? He's talking to y'all who comes in a game and be like, hey, man, I got to play the Lakers next game, so I'm going to not use my right. I'm going to use my left hand tonight to save my right hand for the Lakers.
Crazy, right?
Drop 30 with his left, with his off hand. Like, you don't get more just shit talking and back it up like that, right? Like, like before the game's even starting, before the shootouts are even starting, he's literally telling you what he's going to do, and he's going to go out there and do it, man. And I mean, granted, he's a Boston Celtic, but probably, he definitely played for one of the better teams and put him in the best position possible to showcase his talent. But the kid, I mean, the comment here is, could Bird play today? He can play. He can play today. He can play yesterday. He can play tomorrow. He can play next week. He can play next year. Once the president is at number 48, he can play then. He can play when the president's at 55. He can play if we travel to Mars. The man can play on Jupiter. The man can freaking play because his skill set was something that relates in every era, right? The man can shoot the lights out of the basketball. He can pass the basketball. If you go back and look at highlights of Larry Bird at the rim.
That's right.
Like, Larry Bird can finish at the rim.
Yeah.
Granted, he as lanky and as like bad body shape like that can be on a basketball court.
Right.
The man was out there just wheeling and dealing at the rim.
Yeah. That's right.
On fast breaks, like throwing full hockey passes, hockey assists on fast breaks, getting down on the block, dunking, right? The man could do all that, bro. Like Larry Bird, like I said, I only respect one Celtic in my lifetime. And I'm a diehard Laker fan. I literally take it to the core that I don't like Boston at all, right?
We know what it is. We respect that. Same
Larry
thing.
Larry Bird gets all of my respect. When he's talking, I'm listening.
I'm the same way with Magic. You already know.
Right? So he's just that damn good, brother. He's that damn good.
Yeah, no, and it's crazy because again, you hear all the stories like him telling, I think it was Frank Layden, I think that's who it was, a Utah Jazz head coach. Yeah. He's yelling at him, "Hey, get somebody out here to guard me. There's nobody guarding me." And, he's cooking him up. And, he did the same thing. Yeah, he did the same thing with Chuck Daly. Like, are you gonna get somebody out here to guard me? Screaming at coaches, "Get this white guy off me. He's disrespecting my game." You know what I'm saying? Like Bird was that crazy. So the question now becomes, could Larry Bird play today, right? And you have some people who are going to go to the old tired trope of how much better today's players are and how they're so much more athletic and this, that, and the third. And Yeah, so you got all that going on, and I'm like, has anybody seen a guy named Luka? Right? Luka's not athletic. Luka's not right. He's not athletic. He's out here killing.
Larry is athletic compared to Luka.
Correct.
Larry is athletic compared to Luka. Luka Doncic is not athletic at all.
And Luka Doncic is out here killing the modern NBA. So if he could, why couldn't Bird? This is what I don't understand. And I'm not talking about obviously end of the line Bird, bad back, bad feet. No, we're talking about prime Larry Bird. That we'll just take that 3 year
mid-80s. We'll say mid-80s.
Right, that back to back like MVP level Bird, who was just out of this freaking world, right? I mean, man, I don't even know what to say. But to say that he couldn't play today, matter of fact, I actually had this argument with my uncle. He told me he didn't believe that Larry Bird could play today, and if he did, he wouldn't get off the bench. And I'm like, how ridiculous is that? He dominated in a league where it was physical, where you could hit guys, where you could hand check them, you could forearm check them, all that. And now to come into a league where everything is wide open, spread out, and you can't get physical with him, he would kill. I think he could easily average 35 today. I really do.
That's such an asinine comment when
I agree.
Was 6'9" with a heater.
Mm-hmm.
Not damn the physical part of it right at this point. You know what I mean? Like the man was 6'9" with a heater.
Yes.
The man can shoot from any spot on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That won't translate to an NBA where it's predominantly perimeter shooting.
Exactly.
Like, come on, man. I'm with you wrong. I mean, I'm not with you wrong, but I'm with you right. Come on now.
Yeah,
like
that's
the
right.
man is 6'9" and has a heater. He's a career 38% 3-point shooter.
That's right.
Career.
That's right.
And that won't dude, come on, dog. Name me some.
And
what other 6'9" player in the league?
He had what, 5 seasons over. Let's see. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons over 40%. So imagine today when he's getting all these wide open looks, he would be killing and talking to you. And that's the other problem. So many of these dudes today are mentally soft. He would break all these young cats out here, man. He would break them.
The man won a 3-point shootout in the starter jacket.
He didn't even take off the warm-up jacket. Right.
Off the starter jacket.
So now imagine he plays in a league where he's really focusing on shooting the 3, right? That's the crazy part. And again, he could get away with not being an elite defender because again, I will point to Luka and most of the dudes in the modern NBA who don't defend. And at least Larry, he's not going to lock guys up, but at least he attempted to play defense and he was a very good help defender. I think he made a couple of defensive second teams. I know he made at least one. But the point is, let's see. I know he's got
3-time all defense.
There you go. Right. Yep. And those are all second team. But the point is, he actually attempted to defend. He gave the effort on that end. And again, a lot of guys today do not. And so I look at it and I say, man, this is absolutely crazy. Like, I think the comparison was Kevin Durant. Like, what would he do with Kevin Durant? Now, he would have a lot of trouble with Kevin Durant. So that's when you offer help and you scheme that up. Yep. You're right, Miss Gail. He was the father of 50, 40, 90. He definitely was. And in that era, I think Mark Price got a couple of those as well. So but no, his efficiency was off the charts, right? He was able to do that. But so the argument was, well, what would he do with a Kevin Durant today? Well, nobody's saying that he's locking up Kevin Durant, but I guarantee you Kevin Durant would have a hell of a time with him too. They called Larry Bird the master of the half inch because they said he only needed a half inch to get his shot off. Like he was the original step back guy, jump shot. And he wasn't stepping back and then, skipping 4 or 5 more steps, this crap that we see these dudes do today. He was like legitimate jab, step back, hit the shot, And so, what's up, John Cunningham? Appreciate you coming in. Hit that like and subscribe. And hit the share button as well if you're enjoying the content. And no, we can't forget Pistol Pete. I did mention him earlier towards the beginning of this segment. He was amazing. Is Pistol Pete, I think maybe there was just something missing because for all of his skill and ability, it didn't turn to winning. So that was kind of iffy. Young Disciple, man, we're not even talking about LeBron, man. What's up?
Because in fairness, we were talking about KD. Small forward. There is a little leeway to kind of bring LeBron in there. But
so what I'll say is, what would he do with prime LeBron? He could not defend
Shoot over him.
LeBron, but I think he would work him out, and he would talk to him, and LeBron would get mad and start complaining to the ref and all this crap. But nah, he would work LeBron out, but he couldn't defend him. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that LeBron, big, strong, fast.
He's running right over Larry Bird.
Right?
I mean,
yeah,
you saw what Julius Erving did to Bird.
That's right. That's right. So I mean, yeah, he would do that, but he. So you know why that happened, right? You know why that happened, right? Bird was cooking him.
He got tired of getting cooked
and talking to him the whole time.
He got tired of being cooked.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the same game, but there was one time Philly was playing Boston, and Bird was every time he scored, he was counting down backwards because I think he wanted to have like 40 something. So he was counting down backwards every time he scored, and Dr. J like freaking lost it. I don't know if it was that instance or that, but the point is like Bird, because Bird is cooking you and he's talking to you and
talking mad.
Yeah, that'll break a lot of people. Like this country white dude out of nowhere, he's out here doing it. But I think when you go up against that guy, you got to be prepared and just know, look, just lock in and play. Don't listen to him. Easier said than done, of course, right? But don't listen to him. Don't let him get inside your head. Lock in and play. That's all you can do. Because if you let this guy's talking get to you,
it's over.
Right.
When he broke you here, he about to break you from everything, waist the head down.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's a killer.
Out, bro. Like
he is a killer.
The man can play in any era. He's one of those type of players, right?
Yeah,
He's played in what we call the roughneck era, the 80s. The 90s, where hand checking was still involved, and you couldn't do nothing with him then. He's 6'9" with a heater.
Yes.
In a league that is more open and we shoot more. Jason Tatum takes like 10 threes a game.
And he needed to stop.
He's nowhere near the shooter that Larry Bird was.
No.
Right?
I mean, if you look at the percentages, he's probably equal or better 3-point shooter by percentage than Bird for his career.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah, check that out. Bird is 37.6 from 3 for his career.
I don't think Jason Tatum is near that.
We are in an era where guys shoot so many more of them, so of course the percentage is going to be there. But
he's 35% this year alone.
I think he takes. I think he takes a lot of headwinds.
Okay,
there you go. So he's right there. He's right there with Bird for his career. But nobody is going to look at Tatum and say that Tatum is the caliber of shooter that Bird is. Nobody's going to say that.
Negative.
Despite the amount of shooting that he does. And, there's respect to, but it's just a different dude. So you hear this constant, could Bird play today? And you have so many people saying that, Bird couldn't. I mean, in my estimation, Bird is arguably a Mount Rushmore player, period. You could, some people say no, I say yes. But Bird is clearly, I think he's without question a top 10 guy. Where you have him in that top 10, that's very subjective, but I think
without that was a question. My bad. Go ahead.
Do you have him in your top 10, Transformer?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I think when the last time I did a top 10, I think I had him in the top 15. I don't think I had him in the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I got to go back and look at it. But off the top of my head right now, I don't think I did.
Yeah, so I mean, you just, let's see, Jordan had ruled to his players, no one was to say anything. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Yeah, I did hear that. Like, you don't talk to that guy. Like, and that's funny because that was kind of the same rule that a lot of people had to Jordan, right? On opposing teams, like, don't talk to that guy. You do not want to rattle that cage, you know what I'm saying? And that was the respect that dudes had. But yeah, I just thought it was so interesting though that you had a guy like Iman Shumpert say that, Bird couldn't play today and he'd be able to guard him. And I'm like, what? That dude guarded, he cooked up way better defenders than you, Shump. And that's no disrespect, but that dude is all time.
Shump, like 6'5", 6'6"?
No, Shump is about 6'8", I think.
Is he? Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's a really good defender, but he's not dealing with Larry Legend. No way.
Larry's shooting over him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. It was years, over a decade. Well, how long Larry Bird played? Like 13 years?
13 years, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
13 years.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody that can check him in, right?
Right.
There's nobody that can check him now. Like,
that's a fact.
Like I said, when you have a skill set like that, that's just so raw You know, and it's like it's smart. Like it wasn't like he wasn't out here dancing around with the basketball, nothing like that. It was just smart move, jab step, turn around, post fade, jump. Like man could do everything on the floor with the basketball when it came to shooting. Bro, you're not stopping. Y'all can't even stop, you know, KD and stuff like that. What the hell?
Right.
You're not gonna do nothing with Larry, especially on no fast break. As many fast breakers they run these days. Klay Thompson would literally stop half court and shoot it. Right?
Right.
What the hell you think Larry finna do? Larry on a fast break? Oh, bitch. Cash.
Yeah.
The boy already running up the court like Steph Curry. I'm running up the court, but I know that's good.
Right. But again,
Man,
I mean,
probably forgot to take his warm up suit off. Like, you know,
yeah, no doubt.
Take your warm up joint off, man.
Yeah, it's just frustrating to me for those who say that Bird couldn't play today and this, that. And I'm like, so then how do y'all account for Luka? And Luka is, I'm not saying he's on Bird's level because he's not. He's really good, but he's not on Bird's level. But like, how do you account for that? Luka destroying this league, but then at the same time turning around and saying Bird couldn't play today. That just doesn't add up.
Makes sense. Nah, that don't make sense at all.
Yeah, it's like I'm a logic dude, man, but that doesn't add up.
You can't tell me, like just in just simple concept, a 6'9" guy with a heater can't play. Now, if,
in an era where shooting is the most valued skill,
yes. That doesn't make sense, bro. Because we can't go out and be like, "Oh man, well, could nobody shoot back then?" You know, I mean, because we said this about Jordan. Jordan couldn't shoot the three. Well, they wasn't shooting the three back then. Larry was,
right?
Larry was cashing them joints from three, right?
Yeah.
So in a league to where it's predominantly threes, like these folks, like teams average what 40, 50 threes a game.
Attempts, yeah.
Attempts. So you think Larry ain't finna cash in 5-6 threes a game? Boy, you said
he's gonna get those. Yeah, he's gonna get those. And then he's still gonna rebound. He's still gonna pass the ball. Like skill set elite, absolutely elite. He was that guy, man. He was that guy. I definitely have him as best small forward ever, and that's no shade on anybody else. That's what I see, having watched, you know, as many decades of this game as I have, and just again, to me, the simplest point is not having the physical tools that a lot of these other guys have and still killing them. Like, to me, that says something in a much more difficult era. That really says something to me. But, you know, that's that's how I see it. So I know that this topic was one people were waiting on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the phone lines, and you see the number scrolling on the bottom of your screen, 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. I'll also put it in the chat. And if anybody wants to call in,
type it right this time.
And
last time you was fucking that thing up.
8264. I got it. 219-8264. Appreciate you though. All right. So let's I'll take a couple calls on that. We're not going to turn this into a lengthy Bird versus LeBron debate. We're not doing that.
That's
I think the question is, yeah, we're not going to allow that to happen. The question is, the question is whether or not Larry Bird could play today. And also, do we think that today Larry Bird gets his due for his greatness when we talk about basketball? I think probably not.
You don't think he does?
Depends on who you're talking to, but I don't think he does. I think that yeah, no, that's correct. That's correct, Ms. Gale. The 3-point line did not start until his rookie year. That's correct. 79-80. Yeah, no, I don't think he does because, and we've talked about this before offline and on the show Transformer, that for whatever reason, the NBA, well, I know the reason, but the NBA does not give the past generations the respect due. Because if they do, what people are going to do is start looking back and be like, wait a minute. And they're going to realize all this marketing that they're doing for modern players are lies. All right, let's go ahead and take this call. Sid Bubba, what's good, bro?
Sid Bubba.
What's going on, shipmated Transformer?
What's going on, brother? What's going on, Mr. Bubba?
That's my brother.
How you doing,
man? Man, I'm doing great. Even though I am a LeBron guy, you know, but
I respect that.
I love Bird. Bird, my guy. I love him because he was really LeBron before LeBron. Handling the ball, passing the ball,
rebounding the ball, defending the ball.
And he always thought about 5 or 6 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the plays that they'll throw, he'll throw behind his end, he'll be falling back. If it's a steal, you don't see him anticipating the steal. He'll go in, he'll cut the lane. There was nothing he could do.
That's
so
right.
He's still in today's game. He don't have to be fast because he's smart. These young people don't got basketball IQ.
No. Part of that, though, is they're not coached that way coming up, but I definitely hear what you're saying.
Right. No. But he knows how to play.
Oh, yeah.
And then he knows, and he also knows how to get his team involved. So, So, and I watched many a game with the Celtics versus the Rockets. He was giving Hakeem them the business.
86 finals, right?
86 finals, yes, sir.
That's right. That's
he
right.
He was giving them the business.
You're right.
So,
and I'll say this, you know, you're a watcher of this show, so you know Dream is my guy. That is my favorite player of all time. But
he wasn't mine too, though.
Yeah, but no, Bird and the Celtics did hand it to them in that finals. I think 4-2. But I'll say real quick, the other problem is, man, Dream and the Rockets really ruined what would have been maybe the best finals matchup of all time, because those 86 Lakers were so loaded and so good. And obviously this 86 Celtics 40-1 at home that year. And, I think what they win 65, 66 games that year. So one of the best teams of all time. And, that was supposed to be, that was the one. Like, and I think the Celtics would have won that. I'm sure I'm biased, but because so the Celtics won in 84 against the Lakers. Lakers come back, win in 85. So we're supposed to get that rubber match in 86, but the Lakers stumbled in the Western Conference Finals. And then we got it one more time in 87, and the Lakers went ahead and did the job there. Shout outs to Magic Johnson and those guys.
Finish off on a high note,
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, you're right, Transformer. You're right. Hey, you will never hear me talk bad about those Lakers. You'll never hear me. I hate it, but you won't hear me talk about bad about them.
Right.
But no, I mean, could you imagine if the Lakers had got to that fight, like what a run that would have been from 84 through 87?
Right.
Yeah.
Before Jordan, it was Magic with me. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm old school. It was Magic and Kareem.
Okay.
So it was the Magic man, always throwing those crazy passes.
Yeah.
7-Up commercials, everything. So I go back with the Lakers, and this was before Jordan. And then my other thing was,
yes,
Scotty, my homeboy.
Oh, really?
Pip, my homeboy.
Man, listen, you need to give Pip a shout out, man. We got to get him on here, man. Come on.
Right now he going to the game to see his boy play. Pip, my homeboy, and I told him, I said, as good as y'all was, I don't know if y'all would have beat that 86 Celtics team. I can't. I said, Pip, it'll be tough.
Yeah.
Well, Pippen is going to say, nah, we're not losing that because. But I mean, in fairness, he's going to say that because he'd been there 6 times and never took an L. Right. So he's going to believe like nobody was beating us.
Yeah, I know he feel that way, but that 86 Celtics team was so good.
Yeah.
I just can't. As good as Mike was, but you have to account for the other guys with Larry.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, but getting back to the point, man, I really believe he would kill it these days because you don't have to be that fast.
Nope.
All you gotta do is get to your spots. Oh, he'll get it. He'll get it.
Yeah, I think he would dominate if he played today. Absolutely. And again, like we talked about, and you mentioned it, and Miss Gail in the chat mentioned it, and others. But his basketball intelligence was, right there with the best all time. If you want to put LeBron up there, fine, okay. But I mean, Bird is right there with him. Magic and Mike and Isaiah and those guys. So, just like you said, thinking the game 5 steps ahead and really being able to play on that level, man. And that's and then of course the actual skill set, being able to play the post, mid range, 3-ball.
Correct.
Yeah, so it was nothing he could do, and Mikel did highlight. As the first person before KD, before Steph, is the 50, 40, 90 guy.
That's right.
So he's a bad man.
I agree. I think he would cook the modern NBA. And I keep saying it, you know, just because if Luka can do it and Bird is better than Luka, I think by a bit, then Bird would. Luka. Yes, and bigger than right. Yeah, that's right. Luka's 6'7", Bird 6'9", right? Legit 6'9".
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's 6'9". So
that's right.
Yeah.
But I wanted to throw in a fun fact.
Yes,
we was asking, was Larry Bird on any defensive teams? He actually was tied for third in Defensive Player of the Year before. I didn't know that until now.
I didn't know that either.
He was tied for third. Sidney Moncrief won it that year. Trey Rollins was second. Larry Bird was tied with Maurice Cheeks, Michael Cooper, and Bobby Jones for third in Defensive Player of the Year. They all got.
That's crazy because those are some all-time great defenders there. Yeah. Wow.
Right, but
that's dope.
Even though Bird wasn't athletic, he knew how to play. He knew back to basketball IQ. He knew which spot the defender going to be at. He know how to anticipate the lanes. So. Yeah, so I had as a old school Laker fan with my shipmate.
Yeah.
I hated the Celtics too, but
that's the only man I give love to over there. The only one.
No, that's right. But I'll tell you, Sid Bubba, in all seriousness, like I hate the Lakers, but I hate the Lakers because I love the Celtics, not because you know what I'm saying. Right. That's why. Right. Me and Transformer, we talk about it all the time. My respect for that organization and for Kobe and Magic and Kareem and the rest of those guys is way higher than it should be for a Celtics fan. You know what I'm saying? But those guys, man, their greatness is just, it was so beautiful to watch. And it was so good for the game. And just, you know, looking back, I don't know if you read the book When the Game Was Ours. I'm digressing a little bit, by Jackie McMullen. Okay. She covered the Celtics as a writer for a while with the Boston Globe. And she wrote this book about, you know, Magic and Bird. It's called When the Game Was Ours. And it's just, it's beautiful, man. Take you back to a wonderful time in the NBA and just, you know, those two guys. Yeah.
And then too, rivals were rivals. When the Celtics lost to Detroit had to earn it. It was nothing given. Every game it was a dogfight. Every game was a dogfight back then.
Yeah. That's right. And remember, Detroit, I think, got beat by the Celtics in I think 86 and 87 before they beat them in 88. And so that's why when people talk about, you know, Jordan, and not to let this devolve into the way it's going, but real quick, people talk about Jordan didn't beat Bird until you know, Jordan never beat Bird and Jordan didn't win a championship till, you know, 7 years in. I'm like, back then there was a pecking order. You had to go through the process. And so I think a lot of people don't understand that. Derek Osbury says, sounds like your love of the game trumps your love of the Celtics, and that's beautiful. Yes. Yeah. Well, no, I say that because I don't love the game like that anymore because of what the game has become. There was a time I did, but it's not like that now. But yeah, Derek, I mean, yeah, it was such a beautiful thing back then, you know. So
well, you know, it was about real competition.
Yeah.
But now it's more or less branding and
everybody got their own shoe.
Everybody got their own shoe. So, and then the guy can't say nothing. He's worried about what somebody say. He's worried about what somebody do. You don't want to. Yeah, instead of guys just just being able to play and go at it.
But you know what? That's another good point, though. If Bird played today, him having the personality he has, I don't think he would give two squirts of monkey piss about about branding or social media or none of that. He wouldn't care. He just want to go get his work in, come out, hoop, give somebody the business, and go home. You know, kind of like how Jokic is.
Country field.
What's that?
Say go right back to them country fields in Spring Valley.
That's right. Facts.
Hey, us country fellas, boy. Hey, ain't nothing else to do. Hey, playing up from sun up to sundown.
Yeah, man.
Running up and down.
Yeah, but you got anything else, said Bubba?
No, that's it. Big shout out to my boy Nino and that Steve Splendor. My boy Steve.
Steve is my guy. Definitely.
Yeah. gonna have to get into it about KD and LeBron, but other than that, yeah,
I don't even.
I'm not. You know, if it was anybody else, I wouldn't have a problem. But it just can't be KD. It just can't be KD. If he don't got more titles than this man, and he only won with Golden State, he only won with Golden State. And I like KD. I love him, but he got to win without. He seriously got to win one without Golden State. If we do that, then I say, okay, he got to win one without Golden State.
Yes, I agree.
Oh God! All right, man. Sid Bubba, that man, he lost it to the TV again.
My bad. Yeah, but if you notice, I'm also not falling into the trap, though. I'm not doing it.
No, and I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I'm telling you, it's hard.
All right, brothers.
All right, Sid, man. Have a good night.
My guy Nino out there.
No doubt.
All right, Sid Bubba.
All right, man. Appreciate the call as always.
All right,
brother. Oh man, yeah, that's a good call by Sid Bubba. Yeah, man. I think the basketball IQ is really a separator, man. Really a separator, and in an era where, unfortunately, it seems like the basketball is so much more simple. I think that would make him a killer today. But you know,
what would be your favorite Larry Bird moment?
Okay, I got that one. That's an easy one for me. It's actually an entire game. And I was a freshman in high school in 1992, and I was going to Bishop McNamara High School. Shout out Bishop McNamara Catholic School in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, right? So we had wear shirt and tie and slacks and all that, right? So every Sunday, my mom would tell me, hey, I don't want you to have to worry about it in the morning. Press all your clothes for the week now, right? So I'm in my room, and this is April 1992, Sunday afternoon. NBA on NBC. I'm pressing all my clothes for the week, and I'm watching the Celtics versus the Trailblazers. And this is an old Larry Bird now, right? Final year in the league. And you know how Shannon Sharp talks about when you get old in the game, every now and then you can still summons up a great one. You can't do it every night like you could when you were young, but every now and again you can summon up one great one, right? And so this is actually Larry Bird's final career triple-double. I think he's got 60, if I'm not mistaken. Final career triple-double, and I believe he had 49, 14 rebounds, and 12 assists in double overtime to lead the Celtics to a win against the Blazers. And I don't remember the exact date, but this was April 1992. I remember this distinctly because I'm pressing my clothes, and I'm just blown away, and I'm so amazed, and I'm just like, wow.
Who's he playing against?
And the Portland Trailblazers. And matter of fact, this is the year that the Trailblazers would come out of the West and go play Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the finals. So the Blazers were really, really good. But yeah, Bird had 49, 14, and 12 that Sunday afternoon in the Boston Garden. And this is the old Boston Garden because they hadn't rebuilt it yet. So yeah, that's my favorite Bird moment. It stands out to me like it's just one of those things. I remember what I was doing. I remember when it happened. And it was incredible.
It was March 15th, you mean?
Was it March 15th?
March 15th,
Okay,
1992.
There you go.
You got the numbers exactly right. 49 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists, and 54 minutes. They went into overtime.
Yo, overtime. Okay, I thought it was double. Why did I think it was double? But anyway, yeah. So, but that game,
it was double.
I believe.
My bad. It was double. It was double.
Okay, well, I knew it was double. But I believe that's his final career triple-double. And by then he was I'm not gonna say a shell of his former self, but he was not that guy anymore. He had bad feet, he had a bad back, and still he was able to summons up one more, and lead his team to victory. So,
Gave him that work. That's
gave
nasty
him that work.
49, 14, and 12 is work. That's
work.
Like you got a good boy. You get a paycheck.
Yeah. So that's my favorite Larry Bird moment. And you would think it might be 1987 in the Boston Garden. I want to say game at the end of Game 5, the steal that he gets from that he gets on Isaiah Thomas, and then he finds the cutting Dennis Johnson for the game winning layup.
Yeah,
damn.
That's what I'm laughing at, bro.
He sure did, Sid Bubba, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. He sure did. Oh man, but see that's because Bird was cooking him up so bad he lost his mind. but no, that was yeah, you would think it would be that interception that Bird got, and I'll tell you real quick, to me, the most amazing thing wasn't that he just got that steal, it's that he got the steal and somehow instinctively knew, I guess they drilled this, as soon as he got the steal, Dennis Johnson immediately made the cut straight to the rim, and Bird, like almost falling out of bounds, hits him with the dime, zoop, and DJ gets the, I think he got an and one on that. DJ gets the layup, and that was that was to win the game. So that was an incredible moment as well. But yeah, that whole game in 92, March 15th. Okay, I gotta put that in the memory bank. I don't know why I thought it was April, but
you had the numbers exactly right though.
Yeah,
49 points, 14 rebounds. So you had the numbers right.
Yeah.
It was the date that was right. It was March 15th.
Okay, cool. Thank
At
you.
the Boston,
Thank you for
at
correcting me.
Boston. Yep.
Yep.
I got you, man.
So,
I wanted to go see.
yeah, so that was the one, though, man. That's my favorite all-time Bird moment. And oddly enough, it wasn't a championship. It wasn't any of those moments. It was that one. I guess because I was really like old enough to really, really know
engage
and see it, and then to kind of know. I didn't know that was the end for him, but I knew he was, getting down to the end, and to see him, just pull out another great one was incredible to me. So yeah, that was it for me. So real quick before we move off this topic, man, what's your favorite Magic moment? I know there are many.
I mean, because you got to think, like for me, I had to do research on everyday Magic, because you got to think I was born in 1990, so everything he's done was prior to.
Okay.
But you right, man. I got a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot.
So
I mean, going back and looking at, I think my most, because I'm more of like the motivational guy. Like, what can I take away from this? I think my favorite moment was him in the Olympics, man. Literally kind of like that, passing the torch to Jordan.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, you're gonna have to run this, right? You and getting the team involved, like making it competitive. Like, hey, bro, we brothers, but y'all finna have to fight each other for this. Like,
right.
Let's come and play the game. Like, hey, man, he ain't finna talk to you like that. Hey, you better go and get him. Like, bro, Jordan just like you. Hey, Carver, you better go do something to that boy, man. He on your ass today. So I think, like, to me, that just stuck out the most, because, like I said, that was just like a motivational tactic. Like, he was being a team player and a competitor at the same time. With guys that, you know what I'm saying, like he knew Jordan was the next best thing smoking. He saw that coming. You know what I'm saying? This is,
but you know what I love though? Even though he was out of his prime, he was not just gonna hand it to Jordan. Bird had to tell him, like, oh, Magic, it's not us anymore. it's our time is done. Like, Bird literally had to tell him, like, it's over, Magic, And I love that, even though Magic is always smiling and looking happy because, love of the game. But Magic was a psycho competitor as well, always trying to win. So he's like, man, nah, I ain't just going to give it to him. Hell nah,
He wants to come take this.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. So I love that. But I'll tell you, I think probably the Magic moment that stands out to me is when he came back to play in the All-Star game after he had retired. Yeah. And I think he had 25 and he was the All-Star game MVP of that last one. That's what kind of stood out to me. Obviously the countless amazing passes. And real quick, I know I'm just kind of taken back right now.
Right now we're in a time box.
I know, right? If you go back and you watch NBA Superstars, you can probably find it on YouTube. I actually had the VHS back in the day, but NBA Superstars, and each player had a video. They had a song and a video. So I think her name is Patty Austin. She has a song, I Will Remember You. And ordinarily, I never would have listened to that song, but that was the song for Magic, I Will Remember You. And, they're showing him and he pushing the rock and making these passes. And the only part I hate was when he hit the junior sky hook in the lane in hit the junior sky hook in the lane in 87 to win the championship in the Boston Garden. And that doesn't feel very good even thinking about it now. But no, that video actually made me really love that song. Maybe it was NBA Superstars too. But the point is, I love that song, I Will Remember You by Patty Austin. Wonderful song. And I guess, I think it was NBA Superstars too, because, there you go. It's not that serious. What's up, bro? So that, like, when I hear that song to this day, I cannot hear it and not see the Magic Johnson video in my brain because I watched that tape so many times, you know. And so, like, you can hear me going, and you know how I feel about Magic, man. I could talk about Magic all day and all night, and it's just,
absolutely,
it's just wonderful, man.
Yeah, great basketball, man. Great times, man. I mean,
different now. Anyway,
if I could be a fan and I get in the time box, you know, that's definitely an era I would want to go back to, man. I mean, because I mean, as a Lakers fan, you know, Roy. I mean, but you must know your history, right? You know, I mean, you got to know, you know, what we did before the last 6 championships that we won, you know, prior to Kobe and Shaq, right? So to go back and like to just do your research and like, that's where my respect for Larry grew because I had to watch Magic. Like, how was Magic getting all these championships? Who was his main rival? Like, it was Bird, right? And did you not only see that relationship didn't start in the NBA? That's just started in college. Like, it was before they even got here. No folks was battling in the NCAA.
That's right.
Then they get to the NBA and it just continues. And you're on 2 of the biggest marquee franchises in the NBA. And you still got to meet at that final destination, which was the NBA Finals. And it's just amazing, man. It's just amazing history to know. Something that, you know, I think, you know, guys like us, we must continue talking about it because if not, it's going to get lost, right? It's going to get lost.
I think you're right. That's a great point.
Just like now, like Larry Bird, people saying he can't play in this. What?
Yeah,
like that doesn't even make sense. But that lets you know, like you don't know your history. You haven't been watching. You don't know what his style of play was like because it could definitely translate into this league. So yeah, man, I think that's what, you know, podcasts like us are for, and that's what we're about. You know, shining light on that history. You know, making people go back and do their research. And like, damn, man, why they talking about Larry Bird for a whole segment? This is why. You're gonna find out.
Yeah,
buckle up, sit back, relax,
go check it out.
Listen up.
Watch what this dude was doing.
Get your popcorn ready, because
that's a fact.
You know that dude was a monster, man. Like I said, it's only one Celtic fan I give love to. That's Mr. Larry Legend, man.
Appreciate that, no doubt.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I guess we can let this topic go because, man, we could go on all night, you know, reliving those wonderful memories and all that.
Correct.
Skill or athleticism, choose one. I got Bird all day. Yeah. Oh, skill easily, because there comes a time. What's up, Laro? There comes a time when the athleticism fades, and if you don't have skill, then you're stuck. You know. So yeah,
unless you're LeBron, then you're an Iron Man for 22 years. But
crazy, right? No, you know who we're really gonna see that drop off with heavy? Giannis.
Yeah,
that's the guy. We're gonna see that drop off like over the cliff.
Yeah.
Because the athleticism is out of this world, but you know,
no skill.
All right,
none. No post hook, no post spin, no nothing. That man is just gonna outrun you and run through you
and bang on you when he can. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yes, he did, Miss Gale. He did win Rookie of the Year, no question about it. And you know what? That's funny because when Magic saw that drove him to, you know, to win the championship and do what he did. So, you know, it was beautiful, man. It's just perfect. And the league forever owes those guys a debt. And it's just a shame that that's not placed on a higher pedestal than it is. So, you know, I
mean, that's considered like other than, you know, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, you know, that's like the biggest rivalry.
That's right.
Like in NBA history, like
that's right.
Bird Magic. Hell yeah. Like, they'd be like, man, what's the biggest rivalry? Bird Magic.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? You know, those two was neck and neck every year, every other year. You know what I mean? 3 championships, 5 championships. That's 8 championships between 2 competitors, right? You know what I mean? The next best thing, what? I mean, in the modern NBA, you can only translate that to LeBron and Steph. Yeah. So I mean, Bron got 4, Steph
but it
got
still
4.
Doesn't even seem.
But they only met up like 4 times.
It still doesn't feel the same, though. You know, I mean, maybe that's just me. But
no,
it still doesn't
feel
the same. No. And it is the best rivalry of the modern era. I agree, but it just doesn't. I don't know. Something is different.
Because like we said before, they came in as competitors already.
That's right.
They were before they even stepped foot in the NBA arena of their respective franchises. Them folks was competitors already.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So Steph Curry, what he came from Davidson. Bron came from Ohio way before Steph Curry
Mm-hmm.
was, even in college. So
That's right.
For them guys to meet up, they just so happened to meet up and created a rivalry.
Yes.
Them boys was rivals when they stepped into the league.
Yeah.
Then they just went to the two franchises that are the biggest rivalry in the
somehow
NBA.
all lined up perfectly.
It was perfect, man. It was
Opposite
perfect.
coasts, opposite teams, rivals, like you said,
Right.
played in the NCAA championship game. Like,
Yes.
nobody could have asked for it to be more perfect than that. It lined up.
Almost like the
perfectly.
NBA set it up. They set it up like that. Like, and not only that, even gets deeper. The personalities match where they went.
that crazy,
Larry Bird
right?
was country boy, don't want to be all in the cameras.
Mhm,
Oh, we'll send you to Boston. Nobody wants to do
Right.
that in Boston.
Right.
Magic,
Hollywood.
Hollywood,
Yes.
showboating.
Yes.
You go to LA. Guess what?
Yes.
You like cameras in your face.
Perfect fit.
Perfect fit, bro.
Mhm.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Man, stepped in the league and instantly won a championship. Like, come on, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect fit. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's take it to the last topic, and we're gonna discuss something that we almost never talk about on this show, and that's college football. And we're not gonna get too deep into this because, as I mentioned, I do a college football show separately with my guy Ryan Langford and our guy Ryan Langford. We both know him well. Great guy. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is just kind of give our thoughts on the initial college football playoff rankings. All right, let's go ahead and put those up. So before I even do that, what were you? Did you saw them already, Transformer? Did you have thoughts on them?
I'm looking at them now. I'm just
Okay,
refreshing my
I'll put
screen.
these up here. So
Oh,
these
there you go.
are
That's better.
yeah, these are the top 25, and I thought they were pretty good, kind of what I expected to see.
What is yours?
Yeah, kind of what I expected to see. Obviously, we've got 4 more, and kind of what are your thoughts? I don't think I ever asked you this, Transformer. What are your thoughts in the first place about having expanded the playoffs from 4 teams to 12?
I think it kind of helps get rid of the SEC bias talk.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
No,
I
it
mean, 'cause you got tired of seeing the SEC always in there, man. So now, like, you finally get to the, the situation. Like, for example, Florida State last year, right? Now, granted, Jordan Travis did get hurt.
Not the point.
Season injury, but that's not the point. Those guys
That's
were
right.
undefeated.
That's
They
right.
battled. They
Conference champion.
they had a defense that was still reckoned with. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
they wasn't able to make it. And I think they slid Georgia in last year. They slid Georgia and Texas. I think Georgia and Texas were the 2 teams that got put in. Am I right?
No, so Michigan, Alabama, Texas, and Washington were the final 4.
Texas and Washington. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think Georgia jumped. No, what am I
No,
thinking
Georgia.
about?
Remember, Georgia played Florida State.
Georgia played
in
us.
the Orange Bowl.
Who jumped? Was it Bama? I think it was Bama that
Yes,
jumped
it
back
was
in.
Bama.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
Bama. So Bama and Texas got the leap over Florida State and take that spot away from them. Now, granted, you can speculate all you want. Florida State, yeah, they would have got blasted by anybody who was in there because Jordan Travis wasn't out. But that's not
the point, though.
That's not the
Exactly.
point. Them boys
Exactly.
were undefeated.
They
right?
earned
They
their spot.
won
That's
every
right.
game. They
Mhm.
earned their spot. Let them go out there on their shield, right? You
That's
know what I mean?
right.
If we're going to lose, we're going to lose. But we
That's
know,
right.
I mean, we didn't have our quarterback. So I think this kind of helps open up that opportunity. As you guys can see, Indiana's right now undefeated, right? 9-0, right? By BYU undefeated, 8-0. They could possibly have that shot, if they win their respective conferences and have that opportunity to, win the title. So I like it, man. I think it just gives
I like it too.
more diversity and more opportunity for teams who are not in the SEC to take over the freaking entire playoff.
So I see that a couple ways, man. I agree with a lot of what you said there. So I was a proponent for years now, before you and I even started doing the show together, of the 14 playoff expanding out to 8. And when they said 12, I was like, oh, that's fantastic. I'm cool with that, because I don't like the premise that, like, we know there are haves and have-nots in college football, always have been, always will be. And we know that there will be certain teams that are in better position just because of different factors, whether or not it's academic requirements, whether or not it's willing to pay more for players, et cetera, et cetera. they will be in geographic location, etc. That will be in better position to win or compete for national championships. We get that, right? That said, I've never been a proponent of having these guys play an entire freaking season, bust their butt, and then you tell them, well, all your work doesn't mean anything because we don't think that you would be good enough in that situation.
Exactly.
It's like, nah, that's not cool.
Like stipulations now,
right.
like
Mm-hmm.
my quarterback needs to be there. Like the team won. Jordan Travis didn't win all them games by himself.
That's right.
The team won.
So look at what's crazy about that. What's crazy about that is Florida State last year is the first team ever to be an undefeated conference champion and not make the 14 playoff. Right? That, like, to me, that's ridiculous. And I think it's terrible. But the problem is when they went out and got smoked by Georgia, I think Georgia put 60 on them in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, but that
he played like 8 starters.
Yeah, that gave like fake credence to the argument that see they shouldn't have been in the playoff. But no, that's not that's not the point. They earn their right there. Like you hear a lot of people, your Paul Feinbaums, your Colin Cowherds, etc., who will say things like, well, you see the result, they shouldn't have been there. And I'm like, no, that's not what it should be, right? Because I actually went back and I did a show, and I looked at all the Super Bowls in the NFL. And like, did you know that like half of the Super Bowls in history have been blowouts? So now you're telling me that because a team works their butt off, makes it to the final game and gets blown out, they didn't deserve to be there? No, they just earned that butt cutting they got, right?
Yeah. they were the best on their side.
That's right.
Because you have to fight to get there.
That's right.
I gotta be good enough to get there, right?
Facts.
You know what I mean? It just so happened the person on the other side that day
was better.
Just much better than me.
Right. But you don't, it's crazy that you don't hear that in the NFL. But what that is that's a narrative that they can push because they want to keep certain people in positions of power in college football. So I agree with you. But now to the other side of the coin, the SEC bias will always remain. And I'll tell you what's a big part of it, right? Who broadcasts the college football playoff and the college football playoff show? ESPN and its partners, right?
Yeah,
ESPN, ABC, right? ESPN and its partners broadcast those games. Now, here's the other thing, okay? Check it out. ESPN owns the SEC network. That's why they're always pushing the pro SEC propaganda, right? Now, I'm going to be clear here. SEC football since 2008, so what is that? 10 years, 17 years, the last 17 years.
It's coming up on 17.
5 different SEC programs have won national championships. You can't argue that, right? So they are theoretically the best conference in the country. Now, we can talk about how the rankings get manipulated to keep SEC teams ranked highly so that when they lose to each other, it doesn't hurt them in the rankings, et cetera, et cetera. We can look at all of that. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to keep it simple and say 5 SEC programs have won championships in the last 17 years, and that's huge. Now, Bama has 6 of those, so take it how you want to take it, but that's huge. So anyway, they want always the SEC to have a major footprint in this thing. And now you see that the Big Ten has expanded, said, okay, we're going to keep pace with the SEC. Hold my beer, right? The Big Ten has expanded. So now they're going to have a major footprint as well. And I think it's supposed to expand out in the next few years to 14 teams. But what they're trying to do, Big Ten and SEC teams, is get a guarantee from the college football playoff that each conference will have a certain number of slots. What's the point then? You're manipulating this thing.
I get it. Restricting people to come in there.
Right, I get it. It's money and it's a TV program. I understand to some extent, but what happened to competition, man? What happened to competition? Notre Dame, because they're independent, don't play in a conference. They had to agree, and sometimes you do have to pay the price of business. They had to agree that no matter what their record is, no matter what their AP or coaches poll ranking is at the end of the season, because they're not in a conference, they can never get a seed higher than 5 in the 12-team playoff. Yeah. No matter what their ranking is in the final AP and coaches poll, they can never get ranked higher than a 5th seed in the college football playoff. Yeah,
that's but anyway, dumb. I'm a restricted. So what if they undefeated and they waxing every single person that they play?
Doesn't matter. They can't be higher than 5th.
They can't be higher than 5th.
They can't be higher than the 5th seed in the final college football playoff ranking. But at the end of the day,
wow,
Notre Dame agreed to this. So they know that. So they're going in with their eyes wide open. They didn't get extorted. They agreed to that because they wanted to keep their independence, and that's the price to pay to play, right? So anyway, the college football playoff initial rankings were released last night. You just saw them. We had them up on the screen. I'll put it back up for you. And I thought it was pretty much chalk, right? Oregon, number one team in the college football playoff ranking, and I think number one team in the nation. As you can see, Ohio State, Georgia, Miami, Texas, Penn State, so on, so on. So there were some interesting things that went on there. I was relatively happy with the rankings. Number 10 is right around where I expected Notre Dame to land. They have one of the best wins in the country, beating Texas A&M, who is one of the best teams in the country. But they also have one of the worst losses in the country, losing to Northern Illinois University. So, take it how you take it. But Notre Dame is still in a position, if they win out and we find out what happens above them with the other teams, that they could host a postseason game in the first round, and then we'll see what happens. But overall, I think this was pretty decent. And I think, let me get off of Notre Dame real quick. You want to watch out for Colorado at number 20.
God dang, that was my next topic.
All right. You know what? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man.
No, big shout out to Big Prime and them over there, man. That school right now, they have really turned a new leaf. Last year was his first season there. Him, Shedeur Sanders, and the rest of the kids that he had transferred into the transfer portal. But man, I mean, them boys are looking good this season, right? I mean, through all adversity, granted, they still got some, things to address. Shedeur's looking like that number one pick. I mean, number one pick in the draft. I think at this point, he pretty much locked that thing up. I mean, it's rumbling. Cam Ward is rising into that number one spot, according to some other people. But my opinion, it's Shedeur, and I don't think it's going to be close. Who's going to be the better quarterback? Granted, the situation that they put into the NFL. But man, no, Colorado, bro, at 20, that speaks volume from a team that was just 1 in 10 2 years ago. Right. And now you're 111. There you go. 111. And now 2 years later, you're 20th on the AP poll. Right.
Well, I'll tell you,
major growth, man.
For me, it's not even just about being 20th in the college football playoff rankings. It's the fact that, remember, they play in a Power 5 conference. And the fact is if they and they still have a chance to win that conference. If they go to the championship game and they win that conference, they are going to get in as a Power 4 champion. They'll get into the college football playoff. And then, it's not even about, at that point, obviously you play to win, right? Deion is a competitor. We know, an all-time great competitor, but he has won already if he can get that program to that point. If he's close, right? Just think about it. 2 years removed from 1 in 11 and you're playing for a conference championship. Now, I know he's got to keep those young men focused, but that would be a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment. And that's why I'm like, you gotta pay attention to Colorado at number 20. I think that's huge. I love this. Okay, I love it, but I don't love it. Army at number 25. They don't have the most daunting strength of schedule, but they are undefeated and they're winning well, right? But what happens is this: the college football playoff also has a way, the committee, of teams that they want to make sure that they don't make it, but they don't want to hear anything about it. They rank them, but they rank them too low that they can climb all the way up. Right now, I'll say this: if Army ends up winning its conference, because they're going to have one loss, Notre Dame is going to beat them, right? They're going to have at least one loss. Notre Dame's going to beat them, and who knows what happens against Navy. But if they end up winning their conference championship game, and who knows what ends up happening with Boise State as the other group of 5 representative, Army could still theoretically get in. But I know, and I can tell you, the college football playoff committee does not want Army in there. Or if it was Navy, they wouldn't want them because they play a brand of football that's very difficult to prepare for and could possibly upset somebody in the playoff. And they don't want that.
Would be beautiful for us military personnel.
Absolutely. and you know what? Believe it or not,
I'm not gonna lie. If the Army was a get there, I'm rooting.
And I was about to say,
baby, let's go.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Navy got in and Army wasn't there, I would root for Navy too, which I know sounds absurd, but hey, let's go get it.
Forces, baby, let's get
That's
it.
Right.
We finally got somebody in there.
One team, one fight. That's right.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, but the powers that be don't want that. They do not want the apple cart getting upset. And realistically, I bet if they could, they would keep Notre Dame out. The only reason they're good with it is because Notre Dame is a major brand that's great for TV. and they're going to make a lot of money. A lot of people are going to watch that. A lot of ad revenue, a lot of high ratings, and people are probably going to try to go to that game too. Whoever Notre Dame plays, we know that Notre Dame consistently year in and year out, their TV games against other big teams are among the highest ranked in the country. So I think you got some really good stuff going on there. Miami, it's interesting that they're number 4 now. They are undefeated. Chances are they're going to win the ACC. I think they stole that game against Virginia Tech. That's just my opinion. I think Virginia Tech won that on that Hail Mary at the end, but so be it. Penn State, iffy. Yes, we don't know. I don't know. They don't have much ahead of them left on the schedule. They lost the game they needed to win. So I think that as other teams continue to move around, Penn State's going to end up shifting down because other teams are going to pass them. Indiana looks really good, but I think they have like the 103rd strength of schedule in the country. So, there's a lot going on, but I think 2 things. Obviously, they love the fact that college football fans and pundits and independent media and mass media and all that are discussing this thing. And that's one of the biggest things, right? They want to build up the attention. They want to build up the desire to see this thing. So I don't think that they being the college football playoff committee are too concerned if their rankings are a little bit off in the first few weeks, because they want us talking about it and debating it. And then the other thing is, if you notice, their criteria since the 14 playoff has never, ever been publicly released, if there even is standardized criteria. Why?
Yeah. Because
they don't want to have to be held to account for the decisions they make. They don't want their feet to the fire. They want to be able to do something different every week and not have any standards like, wait a minute, but you did this last week in the exact same situation.
Don't matter.
This week I want to do that. Right, exactly. And we're not going to tell you what it is because you're not going to hold us accountable. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing that frustrates me about this. But overall, I think it's a very interesting and exciting kind of time in college football, and I love it. And I'll definitely be watching. Jesus, James Harden just traveled walking into a 3-point attempt. I mean, nothing new, but it's like, anyway.
Talking about the inventor of the travel?
The inventor of the travel. Matter of fact, let me turn this off, man, because I'm disgusted by it. but yeah, so I love what I'm seeing from college football. To me, this is one of the most exciting seasons that we have had in college football in recent memory, man.
Nah, man, it's major, bro. It truly is major. I'm loving what all these teams are doing.
Yeah.
I just like it that since there's more spots, more tickets to the dance. Folks are fighting to get to that dance now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I think, when it was short and it was only 4 teams, it was schools that they was like, man, we could go undefeated, bro. We still ain't gonna be invited.
Right.
Georgia in there over us. They're gonna put Bama in there over us. Big Ten, Michigan, Ohio State.
Right.
No, them teams were just rotating in and out. And I think with the birth of the NIL deal, and now these other schools can get involved with their dollars and get better players in,
and the transfer portal working the way it is. Yeah.
Transfer portal's working the way it is, and now that boosts up a little bit more competition. So now you open up more slots. Oh, these schools are like, oh, we could get a ticket, and we can finally get to go play this Georgia team, these top tier SEC teams or Big Ten teams, and these power schools, and really showcase what we can do. Right, because one major upset in that college playoffs now.
Yeah,
notice it changes everything. Right,
I love it.
So
I love it.
It's
absolutely.
Dope,
yeah, no, it is. And the last thing I'll say about it is it gives fan bases that ordinarily would, by midway in the season would be out of it and not have as much reason to care. They can still care because if stuff goes crazy, they can still get in. There's 2 lost teams that can still get in. It's a 12-team playoff. Texas A&M has 2 losses. What happens if Texas A&M mess around and win the SEC championship? What happens if they beat Texas at Texas A&M at the end of the season in their final home game, right? And then they play for the SEC championship. They'll probably get in. And what happens if they win it? If they win it, that's great because Notre Dame will have beaten the SEC champion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, there's still so much stuff to look forward to when 2 losses in the past would have ended your season or any hope for playing in the playoff. And so I think this is beautiful. And of course, we know
that list you got up. Is that the AP list?
I'm sorry?
Is that the AP list that you got?
No, that's the college football playoff rankings.
Okay,
the 12 team seedings right now.
Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
this is the college. See, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Because I'm like, damn, I was looking at the AP the whole time. I'm like, man, these rankings are off a little bit because they got Army at 19th. But never mind.
Yeah. So, yep. So this is the college, the initial college football playoff rankings 1 through 25. So I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot. We'll see what happens. And again, we got to keep our eyes on Colorado because they have an outside chance to win that conference. And if they do, they're automatically in. So, and they'll probably be the 4th seed. So that would be real cool. Yeah. And that means they would get a bye in that first round as well. So how crazy would that be, right?
Man,
so they would just
this is going to be an exciting playoff.
Super exciting.
It's going to be extremely exciting, man. I mean, just to see like more feet in the at the dance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, there's better songs playing.
That's right.
DJ over there cooking, like, man, we got it.
Yeah,
you know, I think it's definitely major, man.
And you know what? Here's my thing. It could end up being the same old in the Final Four, but that's cool because we got something different on the way to that. So I'm not mad. You know, I'm not mad at that. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the college football playoffs and the initial rankings. Overall, I think they're pretty solid, but definitely looking to see what it's going to be going forward.
No, me too, man. I'm excited. Like, I want to see Boise State in there too, man. Boise State at number 12 right now, and them boys. I mean, that duo, that quarterback, running back, Austin Gentry.
Yeah,
man, them kids are dominating over there, bro.
No doubt.
Hand it off and pray.
Yeah,
right. Defense pray like.
Listen, man, I ain't gonna lie. I would rather see Army get in than Boise State. Probably not gonna happen, but that would be so amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. Like if Army was to get a ticket to the dance, my father was Army. So
okay.
Yeah, bump
your pops got it right. All right.
He got it wrong. Okay.
No, he got it right.
He wasn't able to do his 20.
Okay.
I'm Navy. I'm gonna be able to do my 20.
I wasn't able to do my 20 either, but even looking back,
you're quitters. I'm messing with you, man.
I broke up, man.
I was broke.
Yeah, but no, even looking back, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it, man. I love being a soldier, man.
No, absolutely. If I could change it for real, I would have chose the easy route and went Air Force, man. Got this disability, got out.
I hear that, man.
But no, man.
With that either, man.
You know, but no, if Army was to make it, bro, I'm definitely wearing my Army hat all week. Like, bro, come on, baby. Do it for the armed forces, baby. Let's go. Like, hey, that game is gonna be that stadium will be filled with veterans from all over, just trying to witness history, bro. It's gonna be amazing. It would be amazing. Let me see.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Speaking into existence.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna wrap it up right here. But before we do, let's take a couple calls. Looks like Laro says he has some questions, so we can take anything on these topics that we talked about tonight, Laro. Go ahead, give us a call and let's get it, man. 904-219-8264 is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I'll put it in the chat. 904-219-8264. Listen, y'all need to save this number, man. Save the number. Put it in your phones. Save the number. So when you're ready, the Format Podcast, 904-219-8264. Save the number, man.
Just type the Format Podcast in your phone, and it was
right.
Hey Siri, call the Format Podcast. Boom.
There you go.
You don't even got to do anything extra. You only
That's right.
Hey Siri, call the Format Podcast.
Yeah.
Calling the Format Podcast.
Siri, Copilot, whatever, Google, Gemini, whatever, man. Whatever it is.
Podcast.
There you go.
Yeah. Come on, man. Use this damn technology. All this technology we got.
Facts. Yeah, but go ahead, give us a call, and we'll take your questions. We'll take a few calls before we get out of here. This is a quick one. All right, I think that's Laro right there. Format Podcast. Who's this?
It's Laro. What's
Laro,
up, man?
what's good, man? I think you was trying to call last time, and I kept saying Jersey 832. Is that Jersey?
No, 832 is straight from H-Town, brother.
H-Town. Okay, my bad.
Houston, Big H in the building.
All right, what you got, Laro?
Hey, first of all, man, look, I don't know about YouTube, but I don't even know how I found you guys' channel, right? But I'm like, how did you? you know what? I peep what you guys got going on. It's like, why isn't it like 500 people in here, bro? I mean,
I don't know yet, man. We
bro,
trying to get
the
there.
professionalism that you guys give, man, I honestly love it.
I appreciate
I'm
that.
gonna say that
appreciate
first off. Okay, so college football,
Yes, sir.
and I saw somebody in the chat talk about Dallas or whatnot, and I heard y'all guys say it. Hey, first of all, Jerry is gonna tank for Travis Hunter. First of all, that's the first thing I want to say, because that's like a media like powerhouse that's going on right now. Travis
Okay.
Hunter is going to the Cowboys or whatnot. Right?
Yeah. I see it.
You can see the play, right?
I see it. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Good move.
And no, it's definitely possible. It's definitely in the works that he can go and get him at that. Because I mean, at this point, you're looking at a top 5 pick.
So they're gonna get into play to that for that or whatnot, right? I don't think Dion is leaving. I mean, Dion, he's gonna stay in over there or whatnot. But I think it's an absolute disgrace how college football is happening right now, right?
Really?
Just like y'all, I'm a black guy.
Okay.
You know what? I want players to get paid.
Okay.
And I put it in the chat. Man, I'm struggling with it right now because I remember when O'Bannons went to Congress trying to get
That's right.
all that done, bro. I remember that. But okay, it shouldn't be like chattel slavery or whatnot, right? But however, man, these players getting paid now at such a young age, it's kind of like, man, maybe somebody need to like draw the reins back just a little bit because
millions of dollars is crazy.
So I think Transformer and I both agree with you. I don't want to speak for Transformer, but I believe from talking to him about everything that we both agree. I think the problem here is though, where it becomes problematic is that for so long, so much money was being made by the schools and by the coaches and by everybody involved, except the people who are literally putting their bodies on the line play after play. So I get you, but
when you got caught, you got your Heisman script from it. It was bad.
That's right.
You're right. So I mean, it has to be a fine line, and something has to come on. But you know what? Make your money, do it how it is. But now it's filtering down into high school, bro. And it's like, where's the purity at? Where's the non-pro athlete gonna come from? I mean, it's kind of harsh, but I mean, that's why I'm talking to y'all, because y'all seem like two intelligent dudes, and you see the downfall of it, right? It's all about the bread now.
Yeah. So this is what I'll say, Laro. I think that the purity, unfortunately, and I'm one of these people that gets caught up in this all the time. I'm always arguing with my big brother. He played college ball for 4 years, played briefly overseas. We're always arguing because he's like, Brucey, you're looking at this the wrong way. Like the purity and all that, that's gone. It's too much money now. It's big business. There's too much money. College basketball, college football, obviously professional basketball and football. There's just too much money. Real quick, I'll say this. My boy from high school, one of my best friends in the world to this day, his mom worked at Georgetown University when we were kids, right? I didn't know him then, but his mom worked at Georgetown. So he got to go to like the John Thompson basketball camps and stuff for free, right? Which is freaking awesome. So anyway, he was saying that this is back then in the 80s. John Thompson said they was getting like $100 million when they won the national championship. That's in the 80s. Imagine what that money is today, right? So the players didn't see any of that. Well, the players weren't supposed to see any of that money. I don't know if they did or they didn't, can't speak to it. But the point is that amount of money and you're trying to keep it all from the players. So it's like, I get what you're saying, but on the flip side, it's like the reason why the purity is gone is because the money is so gigantic now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Bruce,
go ahead.
No, I say this and I'll go ahead and drop off on what you guys finish. Now, I have a cousin who was kin to like Greg Anthony or whatever, right?
Okay.
And he had his t-shirt company back in the day. They made him shut it down. The whole thing. They made it shut down the t-shirt company because the college athletes not allowed to make money, right? But however, what I want to say is I'm talking about today. And the players should get paid like they should have like 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. They should. They should get a piece of the pie, right? Because who's the money actually going to? what entity is actually the NCAA? Where's the money going? Right, it's going somewhere. So yes, they should get paid, but what I'm saying is the purity of the game right now is actually leaving. What I mean by that is like everybody transferring. Let me go over here. Let me go. Man, this is not free agents right now.
I'm with you.
I don't want to see that in my college sports. So somebody has to come to some kind of conclusion, or else it's just going to be. They might as well say it's the pros now.
Yeah, but look, it's been semi-pro forever. That's the thing. But I agree with you. I do. But there's nothing we can do about it. That toothpaste is out of the tube. Guys are going to continue to get paid. My thing has always been like, guys should be compensated, but put some guardrails on it, man. They shouldn't just be able to do whatever, whenever, put some guardrails. And I mean, really, if you want to allow these guys to unionize, really start setting some real parameters, whether it's a salary cap or a salary structure or whatever it is, so guys can get compensated, but they can't just, all right, cool. I got some dough over here. I ain't playing enough. I'm gonna go over there, get some more. Like, nah. But again, the NCAA could have been way ahead of this if they weren't so greedy and trying to keep back all the money from the players for all these years. If they had slowly but surely introduced a way to let some of that money filter down, this could have been avoided. But they didn't, and now they're in the boat that they're in. Bruce, and the boat is sinking.
Because, Bruce, you remember the conversation back in the day? Oh, you're getting an education.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then when I get hurt and I tear my ACL my senior year, I can't make the NFL.
You're trying to get rid of my scholarship, and now I can't finish that degree.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Hey, man, great show, man. I'll holler at you boys later. Man.
Hey, I appreciate you, Laro. Thanks so much for calling, man.
All right.
Yeah, no, Laro, he had some great points there, man. And it is tough. Man, I definitely think guys should get compensated, but there should be some sort of guardrails, some sort of regulation. Obviously, us both being military, like we understand the value of putting rules and regulations around things, but that's the civilian world doesn't necessarily work that way. So
they should. There's a lot of things that the world should do if they look at some of the military ways and military protocol that we had to follow to put things in place, right?
That's right.
Coming off and making these folks flat out millionaires as freshmen is nuts.
Yeah. And it's funny. I always say, if I was 18 years old and I got $2 million, I don't know what the hell I would have done with that money. I probably would have blown through it, and I'm not a dumb dude, and I come from a good, family structure, and I'm not trying to denigrate anyone's family structure. But the point is, I had solid guidance around me. But you see that kind of money at a young age, most people aren't going to be good with it.
True. And I mean, another thing to that, because the transfer portal and all that, now it's giving them that mindset when they get into the NFL. Oh, they asking for trades. You know what I mean? Not getting my way. Like now we're gonna see a little bit more, a lot more, like talk and backlash from these players. Like, well, I want to be traded because you're used to the portal, right? Like they did it in college all the time. In the NFL. Oh, I can't get ticked. I'm not getting paid. Trade me. Trade me. So,
Yeah. And I think to that point, one of the other things is, especially the sport of football, you always hear how football teaches guys how to overcome adversity, how to work as a team, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like, okay, I'm not getting to start right away. I'm not getting everything I want. Nah, get me up out of here. And that's not really like how it should go. Now, that said, because I try to two things can be true, guy, right? That said, at the same time, you also have to look at this thing and say, wait a minute, coaches go and they stand in your mom, your grandmother, your pops, living room, and they say, hey, I'm going to turn your son into a man. I'm going to take care of him for 4 years, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. All that is great. But then they get a different offer where the grass is greener and they roll out and leave you there. And then the new coach that comes in, you might not fit his scheme. He might not want you there. He might have someone else that he wanted, that he recruited, that he's bringing with him. Then what happens to you? So I think that what they need to do is evaluate these transfers situationally instead of just blanket opening the transfer portal the way they did. But again, we got what we got, and it's because the NCAA didn't want to gradually make these moves. They tried to hold on to everything until their hand was forced open, and now
they just opened it like,
floodgates.
Now take it.
Now they're begging Congress to help and come up with guidelines and all that when they could have been working towards this slowly but surely, giving little by little, give them something, give them something, and develop a better situation than we have. But now we got what we got, and it is what it is, man. We can just hope to try and enjoy the sports that we have, whether it's football or basketball, and that's what it is.
Correct. I agree, brother.
That's it. All right, man. You want to call it right here?
Yes, sir. I mean, I think
All
we hit everything on the nail, man. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat.
Yes,
Showing love. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. We know you got that group chat. We know it's in your phone. You all got it. We all got 2 or 4, 5, 6 of them. And also you're in the fantasy football league. Throw us in there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Share the content, share the love. You know what I mean? Let them know that you're commenting, that you're calling in, man, because then they want to listen to you. And them listening to you, they're like, oh, man, this podcast, that's pretty dope.
Right.
Man,
Then we're like, I'm going to call in too.
Real deal stupid. You know what I mean? Bruce is a real deal LeBron hater. Whatever you guys want to say.
Hey, whatever it is, man.
Whatever it is, man. Come show
right.
some love, man. Bring your friends, man. Bring your family. Bring your people, man. Come show some love.
No doubt. All right, Charles. Well, we appreciate you. Next live show should be Saturday night. Should have something else coming out prior to that. Tomorrow I'm going to try to get my college football show done, so that'll be that. But
Thursday?
Other than that, say again.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah. Well, yesterday was election day. So,
correct.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like,
you're
man,
absolutely right.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Right. So hopefully we're gonna have a college football show out for you tomorrow evening. That's my goal. If not Friday morning. But yeah. So look forward to that. And again, next live show will be Saturday night at 7 p.m. Look forward to seeing you. Again, appreciate everybody who's here. Like and subscribe and share the show. Appreciate y'all. All right. And we out. Peace.